Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Gaming Table. I'm Rob.
I'm Mel.
And we're here to play Peacemakers Horrors of War live for you on the internet. Welcome everybody. Hello. If you're new here, you might as well leave now. I'm sorry. But if you've been here before, you know the deal. We're open, we're honest, full disclosure. This game was provided by the publisher. It is a prototype, but looks beautiful because it's produced in the same places where the production copy will be produced, which I like. I don't normally do Kickstarter previews, prototypes, all that stuff, but Sammy over at Snowdale Design has sent us some nice games in the past, so I'm all for trying out what his wacky brain has come up with next. So we're gonna play it because it does look nice, looks good on video, is a good representation of the final product that you would be backing, I guess, on GameFound. There's a crowdfunding campaign for this right now that should be linked in the video description. If it's not, please yell at me, but I think it is. I did it like a week ago, so my memory's not the greatest. But we're gonna do what we normally do. We're gonna talk about the game. We'll show you how it works. We'll play through the whole thing. And then we'll go over the GameFound page, I guess. I haven't looked at it yet, but we can go over it at the end, kind of take a browse. This is what we normally do when we do a Kickstarter preview, kind of see what are they offering, how's the campaign going, all that stuff. We'll look at that at the end. And we'll just play this live, take it slow, talk to you guys about it. Feel free to play along, ask questions, all that stuff. It's a two-way street here, so we'll interact. We've played it. So again, full disclosure, sent us a game. We're not being paid to play this though. The publisher's not paying us. Okay, we're being paid to play it by these awesome folks right here for supporting the channel. If you'd like to support the channel, links are down below. Thank you to everyone who allows us to sit here on a weekend and playing board games with you. But we're not being paid by the publisher. He just sent us a prototype to play with. And you know, like, please, whatever we say, like, you know, take it with a grain of salt, but we're not like kind of being forced to do anything specifically. So we're just kind of playing through it and we'll talk about it as we play. But yeah, we're not being paid. We don't have to, like, you know, Sammy didn't say we have to say good things. So, you know, just kidding. But we're going to play through it today. We're going to have fun. Cause I did like, so I guess leading into this, you can't talk about Peacemakers Horrors of War without talking about Dawn of Peacemakers, or Dawn of the Peacemakers, Dawn of Peacemakers, which we played through that campaign game from start to finish. It's one of our many campaign games we played through completely on the channel, which is something we do sometimes. And we did that in 2020. I just looked it up. We did it in May of 2020, you know, right during those good old COVID-19 lockdown times. And Sammy sent us that game. We were definitely looking into that game, and somebody mentioned to us that game. A few people did. Yeah. Said it was a really cool campaign game to try, and we love campaign games. That game had like hidden boxes in it, you know, stuff you discover as the story unfolds with scenarios that are all linked together via story. And that's what drew us to that game. Now this game is a reworking of that game. That game, I think, is not a thing anymore, right? I think it's out of print. I don't think it's going to be made anymore. This, what we're playing today, is what my understanding is, a streamlined version, scenario-based, no campaign that I know of. Again, there could be expansion campaign stuff on the GameFound page. I don't know again, but the version we're sent is 2 scenarios out of the 6 that will be in the final game. So it's a one-off scenario game, has a more streamlined setup. I couldn't find any hidden boxes with secret miniatures in them or anything. And yeah, it basically takes the heart of the original game we played. And if you're looking for that playthrough series or want to know anything about the previous game and you're like, oh, I'd rather have a campaign version of this, and you can find a used copy or something like that, or a copy sitting there in the corner of your local game store, you can check out the videos of us playing the game and explaining that previous game down in the video description. I put the playlist down there. So if you want to go see what the original game looked like or how it played or our thoughts on it or whatever, all that stuff's there. But this is the new version of it based on fan feedback, kind of like a refined version of it. And looks to be of the same quality as the previous one. So yeah, that's the deal. That's what we're playing today. So there's a GameFound page, like I said, up for this. So if you want to get more details, you can stick around. We'll go to the GameFound page after we're done playing it, or you could just go there now. Links down in the video description. Matthew, congratulations on terraforming Mars. How are you? So if you're in Mars, you probably sent that message like a couple weeks ago by the time it reached us in chat, if you're actually on Mars. So I don't know how that works, but I don't think you're going to get a reply for a while. We'll probably be done live streaming by then, but congratulations. All right. Jacob's asking, how similar is their other product, Lands of Galzir? Lands of Galzir is a completely different kind of game.
Yeah.
Completely different kind of game. So this game, oh, another thing that drew us to this game, and I'm not even mentioning, if you've never seen Peacemakers or Dawn of the Peacemakers, one of the craziest things with this game, and maybe there's other games that do this now more often, I think there's that one, there is one for sure that does this kind of thing where you're not, like the armies, there's armies on a map. It's like dudes on a map, okay, that are moving around. There's hexes, there's, like combat that happens, initiative, priority, all that kind of stuff you hear in a game with dudes on a map battling, right? Except for you're not the dudes on the map battling. I'm not one faction, Mel's not the other. We're not fighting to the death or anything like that, trying to capture points, nothing like that. This is one of those games, I know what it is, Dawn of Whispers, I think it's called, where like you're the party that's kind of like behind the scenes. You're like manipulating the war. You're watching the war happen, and the game is kind of playing this battle out. And I think it's Dawn of Whispers. You're kind of like manipulating it. You're gambling on who's going to win. You're trying to mess with the battle. This is kind of like that idea from a high level but obviously based on the title, you're trying to make peace. So this game, you are kind of like working together. It's co-op or solo, fully co-op, fully solo. You're working together for the same objective, is to get both factions to come to peace. And try to reduce the amount of casualties, try to stop them from fighting. There's a story that like kind of builds up why they're fighting in each faction and all that. And it's its own little world. This is the same world, I believe, that all of the kind of all the little Samuel, I don't know whatever the world's called, but with all the like the deck building games and Lands of Galzir and all that stuff are mixed into. But this game is like a war game, but you're trying to stop them from fighting, make peace, save lives, complete objectives. And you're in the middle of it. So you're messing with, you're like poisoning people on one side and like healing people on the other side. You're creating fortifications to help one side of the army. You're sending guys off into the forest, getting them lost so they don't accidentally start sniping people with arrows. Like, you're just messing with it. It's so fun.
But it's funny because at the same time, you're doing it with the same faction, right? So you're messing. So maybe you'll put damage on the faction. Then the next round, you're going to heal that same faction, right? So there's a lot of manipulating that's happening, which is very interesting.
Yeah. So when we were explaining this game before, it's like, guys, you love campaign games, you love story games. You should look into Dawn of the Peacemakers, the original version of this, right? And it's so unique. And when I'm reading about it, I'm like, what? Wait, what? I don't just play a bunch of things trying to kill Mel and trying to win a war. Like I'm trying to create peace. I don't play games to create peace, but let me tell you, when we played it, we were like in love with it. We played it all the way through, right to the end, like 12 or something scenarios or something like that around there. I don't remember, it was 3 years ago. Dimeria is the name, and I'm probably not even saying that right. I always read it and I'm like, probably because I can't pronounce it, I can't remember it, but it's the world of animal folks. So it's like these little animal people. It's the same world that like Lands of Galzir was in, that we played on the stream a couple months back, I think. But Lands of Galzir is like an adventure story game with a web app where you're like going around exploring. And
there's different seasons and
it's like
worlds are like changing.
Yeah, it's still a big map, but like it's not war happening. You're more of just a solo adventure, kind of like doing your thing, completing quests, trying to become famous, basically. That kind of game category. This is more of like, it's like a war game, but not like, that's what makes it so unique. But it's like so different. But it's like kind of like a little Euro-y hand management. Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely weird, but it's weird in such a cool way. So,
but it's a mechanic or a game system that we didn't really have anything of.
Yeah,
before.
I've not played a game like this.
So it's very interesting to us to play this type of game and have different mechanics, and we're working together to not have somebody necessarily win, right? Which is weird.
Yeah. So I said before, yeah, we did play it a couple times. We have played this one off stream. We just played the tutorial scenario a couple times to make sure we understood the rules, reread the rules, so we can kind of show it off today. But today we are playing just the tutorial scenario, which part of me didn't want to play the tutorial scenario because it's a tutorial, right? It's like, it's okay. It's good at teaching the rules, which you need in a game, and I love that. but for interesting, showing off how cool this game can get. And we know where it's going. Like, I have not seen scenario 3 to 6, and I'm not going to for a long time, I'm sure. But I do know where Dawn of Peacemakers went, and how crazy that game got by the end. You know, multiple factions, extra keywords to remember, cards added into the action deck. It got fun, crazy, complex, and cool, but not too complex.
No.
But it was super interesting puzzle. It's basically a puzzle game. This is a freaking puzzle game.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So I assume there's going to be more complexities added as the scenarios go on, and they'll add new things and more factions. I know there's more factions. We have some of them in here. But we only played the base one. So my plan is today to show you how the game works. We're going to play through a full playthrough of the tutorial, which it might look kind of simple and you're like, oh, okay, but it still shows the main hook of the game. But we do want to stream it next weekend. We're just waiting to figure out which day based on some other plans that are happening. But I want to stream the second scenario that's in this prototype that has like 3 factions, like 2 on one side, 1 on the other, has some extra mechanics, adds some extra cards to the action deck. It has just more going on. And it's more reminds me of the game I remember playing before in Dawn of Peacemakers, which it got really cool. And that was the hook, was like it kept adding new things and making it more interesting. So it wasn't the same puzzle over and over again. But yeah, we're just going to play the base one today, just to show you kind of how it works. To explain the game, and then you can stay tuned, or if you're watching this later, check the playlist down below. I'll schedule the next stream for next weekend, and we'll play on like Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. It's a long weekend for us, so we'll figure out a day, and we'll play the scenario 2 on there with new factions and all this kind of stuff, and we'll play that one. I don't know if we'll play it beforehand. We probably should play it like once just to make sure we understand the rules and things.
Yeah, we don't want to fumble.
Yeah, I don't want to be like looking up things and figuring out as we play. But that is the beauty of the game, though. I'll tell you this, is trying it like those first playthroughs, even though you might stumble or lose or whatever. Part of the fun is the surprise of like what is in the decks. And the game does recommend you don't read ahead, don't look through the cards and stuff. Just play it as it's set up. And there's a replayability factor of trying to beat it better and add in challenges. And there's an achievement sheet where you like mark off that you've beaten things at certain difficulties, and you can increase the difficulty by adding in challenges. So the scenarios are replayable. Plus, there is a randomization in what the factions do is different based on card ordering and based on cards you have and what characters you play and their abilities and stuff. So yeah, you'll see that here as we go. But more of this will make sense as we play it. So we should just get to it. But first, we'll kind of just look over here.
Sorry, before we move on, I just want to say thank you to Matthew. Matthew, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, thank you.
Sorry, let this be a peace offering, Rob. How Canadian of me. Thank you, Matthew, for the super chat. I saw it and I was like, I'll mention it right when I'm done talking. And then yeah. Old guy memory. Okay, so Peacemakers Horrors of War. I believe it's coming out next year, sometime mid next year. I saw an update saying it could come out early, but there's some buffers built into the timelines and stuff, which is good. So sometime July next year, I think it was. But yeah, it re-implements this game, Dawn of Peacemakers. This is the one we played fully on stream from 2018, but we played it in 2020. Again, links in the video description if you want to see what the original game was like compared to the new one. But this re-implements it as like the new version. Navigate the battlefield, work together to stop a war. Yeah, it's a very clever game. All right. And then, like I said, the game found is up right now. We'll look at this later. We'll go through it and kind of just take a look at it, see what's going on. But it is going to eventually have 6 scenarios. We only have 2 in our prototype. But the prototype, anything from Snowdale Design, the prototypes are like representative of the final version. Not like some companies where you see them demoing a game on their video and the minis look so amazing and they tell you they're going to be amazing. And then you finally see the mass produced minis and they're like not even close. And you're like, you feel ripped off. That's not what happens here. So that's why I don't mind streaming these, the games from Snowdale Design, because it's not like you're getting tricked in any way. You're seeing a game that's actually in progress of being made. And it will be made over the next year. And you're seeing stuff produced for the prototype at the actual place where the production copies are being produced from. So it's really neat. But I really like that. Not a lot of people do that, which I think I always have to shout that out. I love that. So, boom. Even comes with box art and everything. Crazy. And an insert. I want to show this. So we don't have the game set up technically right now. I have the map books out. Just wanted to line up the camera and make sure it's all centered and stuff. But we'll set up the scenario. We'll set it up and show you how the streamlining of setting up a scenario So if you've seen, if you've watched our previous playthroughs of Dawn of Peacemakers and saw us set up a scenario for that game or get into it and all that, there's some streamlining done here with the inserts and all that stuff. That one was nice. I remember that game wasn't that bad.
Yeah, no, it wasn't bad.
But supposedly some of that stuff's been streamlined here, and I don't know what the feedback was, Sammy, for that game and why you've changed it so much. But I thought the game was pretty good all around. I don't know, but anyways, some people had issues, I guess. But yeah, so here you go. So we're gonna just show you.
So it's almost like a little unboxing slash gameplay at the same time.
I really just want to show setup, just show you guys how setup kind of works. Okay. Also, you know, playing a few games lately that are missing table of contents and indexes and stuff. Yeah, right on the front of the rulebook. I don't know what is going on with this. Focus. Yeah. So yeah, right on the front we got a nice index. So the rulebook is obviously in progress. Unfortunately, we were gonna try to play scenario 6, but I couldn't find it. But it will be in the final I'm just kidding. But yeah, so it's like obviously a game in progress, and I love it. It's just like a snapshot of like, here's where the game is at this point and the current rules iteration and stuff. So again, this is a good time to mention, this is a prototype. The game can change, rules will change, art is going to be added to the game, icons can change, all that kind of stuff can change, because the game's still in progress. So it's not like you're buying a finished game here. It's just Sammy works in like the final production into it, like as he goes iteratively and adds to it. So this is a good idea of what the rulebook will look like, but obviously like things can be added and changed, and it's just like in the works. It's in the works. So yeah, so there's scenario 2, for example. There's a little story to lead you in, but a nice rulebook for sure. But there's the setup now. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. It's now, I think it was in a book before, wasn't it?
Sorry, what was the
Dawn of Peacemakers?
Yeah, it was in a book.
It was in a book, right? But not the 2 map book thing.
No,
I don't think.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's different. Again, I should have watched myself play the old one, then I'd refresh myself. It's been over 3 years, but yeah. So there's the rule book with a nice reference on the back.
I know, love
it. So round overview here, all the keywords. You know, you're gonna have the rule book out as you're learning it, so it's good that it's just sitting at the table and reminding you stuff, so you don't have to look it all up, all the symbols and things. Here's that achievement sheet I was talking about. So there's scenario 1 and 2 already in this prototype, but see the way they already have like scenarios 3 through 6 kind of like just placeholders. But you can keep track of your wins, losses, and all the different challenges you can do for each one. And there's a map of like where things are taking place, which is cool. So just add some, like if you're chasing achievements, or you're like, you know, you're a completionist, you basically have to play through the game, you know, like for each challenge 4 times plus, you know, the main time, and if you, how many times you beat it, and like if you lost a bunch of times, there's your difficulty, whether you won the scenario. Oh yeah, trying to defeat it with no units defeated at all, like nobody dies in the combat, that's a challenge.
That's a challenge and a half.
And if you want to print new ones, there's the link supposedly. So yeah, there's this in here reminding us, like, you know, the game contains cards which should not be read ahead of time, I guess. So but it doesn't have all the hidden boxes, I don't think. I didn't, yeah. Oh, I found a secret token. Just kidding. All right. Yeah, so already prototype, already with organization from the ground up in mind. This is not one of those campaigns where they just show you a ton of components and they haven't thought about how they're going to put them in the box. And then when you get it, you find out you need an insert and the box insert's garbage and yada yada. Or you're trying to, you know, they're designing an insert by the end based on stretch goals. Like, no, this is already like, you know, being planned in mind to be very intuitive, very straightforward, get the game on the table, clean up nice and easy, which I love. Okay, so it's that kind of like a scenario setup game. So we have our factions at the bottom. You're not sure where the faction goes, don't worry. They're all right here, colored. I freaking love this, even on this side too. So no matter who's helping you clean up or set up, from which angle you're looking, I freaking those kind of love those design decisions. Look nitpicky, but I love it. All the scenario cards for each scenario go in here. Your horror deck and your resource deck, which we'll explain, are right in here. Okay, and this does supposedly fit sleeve cards. There's the 4 characters we can play out. There's these nice little screen printed little wooden meeples, so no painting is required. You can literally play it the first day. You don't have to wait for Mel to paint it, which is awesome. I just have some of the tokens in here, but more go in here. But it even reminds you, like, this is where damage goes, this is where fortifications go, a little castle under there. It has these neat little, they feel like school erasers, those little like soft plastic or rubber little bases that tell you what grouping a unit is in. So you can grab a unit and you basically, based on setup, you put a different shaped base on the bottom and they stick on super easy, super nice. You know, it takes some effort to knock them off, but it's a cool little design. I remember this die from the original game. Based on those bottom shapes will help you decide some random things. Which units will do what. We got some glass beads you'll see for tracking things, for our current motivation rating. And yeah, a whole bunch of little faction meeples, like, you know, like, really cute little pink frogs. I mean, come on. Look at this guy. Is that a blow dart? He's like they got weapons. Like, these are animals with weapons. Like, this is, you know, cool stuff.
But Sammy does make these animals look cute. Like,
I know,
I'm not an animal lover at all.
Yeah.
But I think they're all so cute.
Dangerous. Look at this. You don't trust this guy right here.
No, he's trying to hide it.
Yeah. You don't trust this guy. Look, he's got his tail in one hand. He's distracting you, and then he stabs you with the knife in the other hand. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. All right. So here's the main thing. Okay, you know, this is what I wish Frosthaven, and they actually put the time in and made these booklets for us so we could play in Frosthaven. You know, but we're playing out of books. So we have a map book left and a map book right. Okay, so we want to play scenario 1. So we're gonna literally take out these map books out of the box, lay them on the table beside each other, and boom, there you go. And because of the tutorial, we're gonna have nice little purple references on cards and on the map to tell us what's what as we're learning the game. Mwah, love it, love it. New player, don't be intimidated. All of it's here, explaining all little things on the map and whatever are all there, which is very clever. I like it, it's very helpful. Game, don't be intimidated by this game at all. You will be taught everything as you play, which is great. So basically, here's the two factions. We have one faction on one side. We have the macaws against the ocelots. Okay, macaws have a leader in Commander Mel. What's his name there? I can't see it from this distance. Can you just read that name out for me, Mel?
I'm not going to say it correctly.
Yeah, you got it. You still, come on, you got to stumble over words like I do.
Sochiyamak.
Sochiyamak. I don't know. Then we got macaw soldiers. These are the regular units. We got stats here for the units. So we have like an attack, a range. We have like their offensive power, like their attack power, whatever. We have their health. Okay, so the leader is like 8 health walking around.
Nice.
And it tells you here what little base they need and what spot they're going on. So we're looking for unit A with like a star base. So I'm going to look through the macaws and I'm going to find the leader, which he's right there, I can tell. But I want to show you, they have like the little soldier units. We're going to need 3 of them. And I should probably read the story, actually. I was going to do that.
Oh, yeah,
to kind of set it up. But you can, here, I'm going to give this to you. Mel can set it up as I read.
Okay.
And we'll kind of figure out what the setting for the war is here. So I'm going to go on the rule book here and find, which in the rule book are the scenarios. So we'll go through the rules here and boom, here we go. I think this is for scenario 1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. All right, so here we go. Adventurers. The older I grow, the more likely, like in history. You know what? I just thought maybe I have the PDF. Maybe it's in there and I can read this on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Yep. All right, adventurers. The older I grow, the more I liken history to a tale. After all, I've witnessed a lot of it. I've seen nations rise and fall. I've seen unity, disagreements, and wars. It all ties together. I was there when the ancient macaw... Here, do you need the book for setup or something?
No.
What are you looking at? Oh.
I'm just like listening and
see.
doing it at the same time.
So I was here when the ancient macaw empire of Axuikuk. You see, I can't. Anyway, it rose from near ruin. I witnessed the chaotic ocelots found their nation of Sakau. Who? You can imagine my surprise there. Recently, I saw those 2 descend into war most horrific. Sorry, guys, that font, I always have trouble with this italicized font, but The fighting was quelled eventually thanks to your actions, but not until far too much blood had been spilt. That was less than 2 years ago, a mere page in the great book. However, in that time, we've worked together to establish a grand organization, a small one still, but one with ambitious goal and steadfast in its pursuit, peace in the lands and beyond. Our influence is greatly needed. The old belligerents are back on the warpath, and new conflicts have risen as well. The horrors of war threaten to engulf our home in a new age of darkness. Should it come to that, whoever comes out on top is but a footnote, as violence will only beget more violence. I once ask you to head into the battlefield. I once again ask you to head into the battlefield and break up the conflicts before they spiral out of control. It'll be a balancing act of great difficulty, but I'm certain you can do it. Another chapter in this story is beginning. Go forth and usher in an era of peace. I don't know a name. So we have Tambatro, a supportive gold dust day gecko. I received the Merchants Guild's first supplies and also one more letter from the old chameleon. Couldn't resist the history lesson, could he? We've changed a lot, and now we're ready to change the world. It's actually curious. He calls us adventurers still. Naboo, a daring marbled polecat. Ha, that's exactly what we are. An adventurer embraces the unknown to pursue something greater. Securing all the resources wasn't too bad, but it's finally time to put them to use. Let's pick our first spot and go smack some sense into those warmongers. Okay. So we have a map here. And then we have Yenar. So these are the main characters. A scholarly Agami. I don't know how to pronounce these words. I'm not the best with animals. I don't really read up on animals from this region. As heartening as your enthusiasm is, we must think carefully before we smack anyone. The circumstances are perilous all over, as you can see on my map. We must be sagacious like the iguanas and work together like the frogs if we hope to succeed. We'll do just that. But right now, I'm wistful like a mongoose in the morning, and I say our old friend macaws and ocelots are due for a visit. It's been days since I last surveyed their camps after all. What do you say? Care to go show them what we've learned? All right, so the war is happening right here, everybody. And then scenario one's called Reunion, but there is more story here as I stumble through. As the morning sun rose to greet the land, so did the adventurers cast their gaze upon a familiar sight. This was the site of a first battle they had been involved in. Less than 2 years had passed, but it felt like a lifetime ago. The unassuming river crossing a border of Ocelot lands had run red with blood, starting a horrific cascade that swept through the continent. An equally familiar sight was the Scarlet Macaw's army closing in once again. The mighty macaw empire of, I can't say it, has had its time in the sun. Theirs was the mightiest nation in the continent, as it had been for ages. The folk would spread their wings with pride, talking about their illustrious cities and great towers shining in the light. Consequently, the empire was also at its weakest in recent memories, towers shaken by wars and resulting internal unrest. Unless they learned from their mistakes, the nation was diving into obscurity, every macaw's worst nightmare. One who had not learned was Commander Sochiamak. Despite barely surviving the war just years prior, the macaw commander was leading his soldiers to stir the same pot once more. As the adventurers watched his approach, the situation felt familiar, eerily so. Only this time, they wouldn't let this hard-headed fool plunge everyone into the same spiral of death and destruction. They couldn't. For their own sake, they'd stop this right here, right now. So the macaws are up to trouble. Macaws are coming to wreck shop. So scenario one is Reunion. It tells you what map book pages to use, L1 and R1. Difficulty is 1 out of 5. Estimated duration, 1.5 hours. It says there's some of this rules text, which is really nice. Here you can see which pages of the map book to use. Here's the difficulty. Can be increased with optional challenges. For your first attempt of each scenario, ignore the challenges and play without them. I feel like we should play with one, but we're not going to. But I'll show you, like, because we played it already, like twice, you know, it's like at this point, if I was just playing it, you know, whatever, off stream, I would start throwing in challenges, but I think we're just going to play without them to show you, but I just want to show you they're here. And we can show these at the end to kind of, it'll make more sense after we played it once. But here's strategy tips, I guess, but it's kind of like the rules also. To win, you need to lower both sides' motivation to the green zone, which we'll explain all this. Yeah, we can explain all this when we get to the table here. And there's the challenges, but that's it. That's all you need for setup. So we're looking here. Mel's already got the units set up.
Double check.
Yeah, I'm double checking. So on the board here, you have where to put the minis are in these spaces. So if I see I need G and I need to put the little gear shape, G right here on the map also tells me which way they're facing, which does matter because they will like move forward and back and stuff. And I'm assuming there's going to be stuff in later scenarios that will matter which way they're facing, and you can mess them up and then go certain ways. But it is hex based here, and on certain hex we'll have little things like defensive shields, because this guy's in a little tower. So every time he gets attacked, you reduce 1 from that because he has an automatic defense. Their motivation, which is basically the main stat of the game. It is not about who kills who. It is about getting this motivation glass bead here that starts the scenario on 6 for the ocelots. We need to get this somewhere in the green numbers. If it ever hits the black, we lose. That means they conceded. Someone won the war. That's bad. We want peace to be determined before the war ends in someone, surrendering or whatever. And on the Macaw side, they have high motivation. They're coming in. They have more units. They're ready to kill. I guess they're coming at the ocelots here who have their own little towers and everything. They're marching through the woods, and they're coming in with 11 motivation. And we need to get them into the green also. And if at the end of a round, both factions are somewhere in the green, that means they're ready to, talk and broker peace or whatever. So this little beads down here is what we need to be paying attention to. This is the main thing in the game you're trying to manipulate. It will go up. It will go down. We just hope it doesn't hit the black on one side. And we hope that we can get them in the green in the same at the same time. I mean, one can sit in the green for a long time, but you just need them both to be in the green to kind of, by the end of the round, to hit a scenario victory. So their stats for the units are here, like I was talking about before, and it tells you where to put the units. On the board, we have something here called stealth. This means this unit can only be attacked by a nearby unit.
Yes.
Or adjacent, Adjacent, I should say. Nearby means you're in the same space. Adjacent means you're next to it. So this guy here, this archer, this little cute ocelot archer, he can't attack this guy here because he's hiding in a forest. So he would need to be like adjacent to him to even attack him in that stealthy spot. What else is on the board here? Oh, we got water on this map. So in future scenarios, there's like more terrain types and things. So this one's kind of kept basic on purpose. So we have a few stealthy spots here in the woods. We have the water running down the middle. On the water, units can move through the water. It's totally fine. You just can't put fortifications there. And fortifications are the these blue tokens here that you'll put on the board. They're like temporary defense. So this defense is kind of like permanent as long as the unit's in here. But you can put fortifications there that are temporary, and when they get damaged, they go away kind of thing. But this does help protect this too, technically. If you want to put those all in there.
Oh, yeah,
I just want to show it for the insert. So this, for example, we got this Ocelot Warrior. He is E. He needs a circle base. He's right here. Tells you he's facing this direction. This spot is our starting spot. That's what a little tent means. I don't know what else is.
I guess just this, what that means.
All right. So yeah, this is motivation. So,
okay.
But how it works specifically. So motivation is this symbol. That is the symbol of this track here. And if a unit is here, they have that motivation. So if this unit was over here, they would be 1 less motivation. As soon as he steps in here and controls this position on the map, they have +1 motivation. So it's constantly changing based on people controlling this area. So we kind of don't want the macaws to get in there because we need the macaws to go down a lot. These guys don't need to go down that much. Another way you can drop, and we know this from playing Dawn of Peacemakers, one of the kind of clever ways and kind of cheesy ways you can drop the motivation, and it shows it right here, is -1 motivation. But this time we get a horror card for each macaw that dies or each ocelot that dies. There's a -1. So if this ocelot died, it would no longer control this spot, so that would drop 1. And because it died, I put it down here, and it reminds us right on the map that we also need to lose another motivation. But as in Dawn of Peacemakers, that used to be a common way to try to win, was like, keep the leader alive, let some units die. It's part of war. It's casualty war. Sometimes you kind of like poison them, put them in a position where they're, you know, get them out of their defense, you know, kick this macaw out of the forest, let him die on purpose to drop this down. But I guess we're true peacemakers. We like don't even want people to die anymore, which I don't know if I'm gonna find that as fun. Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna make the game more challenging.
I know, I'm just joking. I want these little animals to live. I do, really. But yeah, so there is horror cards now. These little cards that will get added to our hands, basically, and also discarded and shuffled through our decks. They permanently added to the game for each death that happens. And these little horrible cards, and that's what the whole new thing is to the game, that's really the change, other than losing the campaign, is now when death happens, we're going to be punished, okay? So these are going to mess with us. So yeah, so we want to keep as many of these guys alive as we can. So it's a new additional kind of objective, and it's definitely a different vibe than the way we played this game before, which I kind of like. So even if you played Dawn of Peacemakers before, you might be really interested in this one because it's got its own things going on, and you can't just play the exact same way as before, which I like. So this is the action deck. Let's talk about the actions, and you'll see another thing I love in this game is the multi-use cards. Oh, Matthew, thank you for the super chat. Rob is being very aggressive. The chat wants Mel to somehow win the peace treaty. What?
It's fine.
We're working together as co-op, man. What is happening?
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you, Matthew, for the support.
Rob is excited.
How am I being aggressive?
You're not being aggressive. You're fine. Don't listen to
I'm
Matthew.
only joking. But yes, trying to explain everything about the game, and yeah, hopefully, but we'll explain it more as we play it. But I'm trying to like, what do you need to know before we get in the first card choices and things? So this game has multi-use cards with awesome art on them, excellent graphic design, very clear. So multi-use cards, love them in games. So every single card can be played for multiple different actions. Not all of them have every action though, but the actions are along the side here. So this top action is, what is the name? It's not scouting. What's it called? Surveying. Yeah. Surveying.
I always want to call it sight.
Yeah, so this is a survey icon to allow us, if you're, it's kind of like the way I think about it mechanically or thematically, is if you're nearby, and nearby just means you're in the same space as a single unit of that army, you're nearby that unit, you're nearby that unit of that army, you can kind of peek into their tent or sneak into the commander's tent while he's, you know, taking a nap or whatever, and you can peek at what their upcoming orders are. So you actually get to peek at the card decks, and the top card, or top two, or whatever. You choose which deck too. And we'll look at more of the enemy's decks or the AI for the factions decks. But this is how you find out what they're going to do and how to kind of mess with their plans a little more. So that's what that action is basically going to do, is just peek at cards in the deck. And there are abilities to like change the order, discard them, and all that kind of stuff, manipulating decks, which is fun. The boots are travel. It basically is just you moving to adjacent spaces. So for example, I'm going to play this little yellow fox guy here, and he's just going to be able to, if I spend 3 boots, I could move, you know, 1, 2, 3. I can move through the spaces of these guys. You know, while I'm here, I'm nearby the red faction because I'm in a space with one. So I could peek at their deck using that first symbol. You know, I can't interrupt movement. You have to do the whole line, I believe, fully resolve each icon as you go. But you know, I don't think you have to do all of them. So with this 3 move, I could spend it for 3 move and just move like 1 if I wanted to, or maybe move 2 to get nearby the ocelots to manipulate their stuff. The second one is the fortifications I talked about before. Basically, in a location, you can play that card, discard it to just drop down, you know, a fortification. So I could do that. And this bottom one is delegation. I could, if I was nearby another player or another adventurer. So if Mel's character was also in this space, I could delegate this card to her, and she can take it because she might be able to moving away or go do something in the next turn. You know, you have to work together and maybe sometimes plan a few turns ahead. So giving cards to another player, plus the coolest part now, I don't know if this happened in the other game. Again, it's been over 3 years, but cards have a little scheme on the bottom. That's what they call these, which I love that. I think it's schemes. Pretty sure it's a scheme, right, Mel?
I don't.
Yes, it's a scheme. Okay. Once I read that, I was like, well, I like scheming. So the scheme down here is basically just an action. And again, you can do one of these up here or this. So you have like most cards 5 choices of things to do with them, which is very neat. So when you look at your hand of a handful of cards, you know, you're like, you know, on a turn, you're like, you actually have a kind of like 6 decisions ish for like how many abilities you want to use the card for, like which one. So do I want to use this card for this and then this card for this and pass this card to Mel? But the actual like 6th decision, you know, beyond the scheme is holding the cards for a future round. There's no hand limit. So sometimes on a round, you might want to do barely anything just because you're building up for like a bigger turn. Or you know the second card in the enemy's deck and you're like, I know what's coming and I need to save these cards so I can get into position and do this thing to prepare for that next thing next turn so we don't lose the game.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of that kind of stuff. So tons, when you look at a hand of cards, it's like tons of options. Like with the multi-use cards, it's crazy. Bad memories. Yeah, I was debating that.
We did debate that yesterday.
Yeah, Sammy, we were actually talking about that yesterday of like, what if we play and nobody dies? We don't get to show the horror cards. So maybe we could do that. Yes, let's do that.
We can do that.
That's one of the challenges, right? You're saying bad memories? Okay, we can do that.
We do like a challenge.
Yeah, yeah.
Like whenever there's some sort of achievement or challenge in a game, we do enjoy that.
But I do want to show the basic game and understand, like, I mean, someone could still die, but in the base game, like, if you're that good and nobody's dying, you can avoid horror cards completely. And so it's obviously like a very fine line. It's a hard thing to do, but if you can do it, and we have done it, we did it in our playthrough yesterday when we were playing, we like, because we played, like, again, we played like this game like 10 or 12 times and like lots of streams. So
yeah.
The original version. So we kind of knew when we go into it, like how it works and like what we're trying to do. But the whole idea of like not letting anyone die was like, oh, damn, like this is going to be awesome. It is tough. The first time we played, no, people died like in the first like 2 rounds. We're like, whoa.
Well, it took a minute.
Because again, you don't know what the enemies are
Yeah.
gonna, what the factions are gonna do. Sorry. So playing blind like your first time is great. This is just a tutorial. But again, don't watch the next stream if you don't want to see the second scenario. Because part of the fun of this game is playing it blind. And like you don't know what these crazy units are gonna do, what the orders they get, how the combos are gonna work. So you're just going with the flow and trying your best to stop it.
It makes peeking more important.
Yes, yes, it does. Surveying, yes.
Surveying, yeah.
Surveying, yes, is very much more important when you don't know what's possible. And sometimes just chaos can happen. So that's part of the fun, is play blind in these scenarios is great.
And sometimes you don't have the cards to do what you want to do, so there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could, I don't want to go too long. I was thinking we could play twice with this first one. It's not that bad. Like, not that long, right? Really?
Yeah, it's up to you, really.
But no, we could play with it. So, bad memories. So, let's see. So, bad memories is a challenge. So, normally you wouldn't add these challenges in your first time playing. I mean, it could cause us trouble. We haven't played with it. So, it turns it from a 1 difficulty there, you can see on the bottom right, into a 3 difficulty. So, after dealing starting hands, so we each start with 2 cards each, you shuffle 4 random horror cards into the resource deck.
Sammy, do you have this much faith in us? Oh, gosh.
Yeah, but Sammy saw us like, I don't know. But again, it's been 3 years, over 3 years we played the last game. But we did play this yesterday and the day before, I think. So we kind of like, I think we'll be okay. In the tutorial mission, I think we're fine.
Okay, we're going to do it.
Maybe they don't even come up. Maybe we just
well, they
win
will come
so
up
fast. No, I'll purposely shuffle so in their bottom. No, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. Oh, that is another thing. The free-flowing turn order. I love that. What did we just play that had that? Again, I can't remember.
What did we just play that had that?
What
were we playing with Kyle? Oh,
The Witcher.
Yeah.
The Witcher Old World with the Wild Hunt cooperative or solo expansion. That whole open turn order thing of like literally each action, you can decide who does what. Not one player does their full turn while the other player watches. Now it's your turn. You do your full turn. Back around in clockwise order. Blah, blah, blah. This game is like, we're trading. We're working. Every single card that's played, we need to discuss as a team.
Well, like you said, it's a puzzle and it's an efficiency game.
Yeah.
Right? You want to make efficient actions so that you have more resources in cards for future turns. So we're going to try that.
I have an annoying request. Can you adjust the focus of the camera? If not, just ignore me.
I think you fixed it.
Yeah, I know it's being weird, and I don't know.
I think it like auto fixed it when
Okay,
you.
one sec. I do play with the focus mode sometimes, depending on the game we're playing, and I have a feeling it's on some setting I don't normally use. One sec. I'm just looking. There's like 4,000 focus autofocus settings and stuff. Yeah, there's like 4 pages of autofocus settings. Oh my God.
While you're doing that, I just want to say that Sammy from Snowdale Designs, I love your watching on your YouTube, you actually drawing these characters. So if you haven't seen that, check that out because you can actually watch Sammy do this live or in previous videos now, actually creating and drawing these characters, which is amazing.
All right. I saw Sammy did a Q&A yesterday too. I did not watch it, but yeah, you guys can find that on all the Game Pound page. We'll look at the updates and stuff. And okay, I changed it, Yogi, to something different that I'm pretty sure I normally have set on. But again, I messed with stuff for different games. And
oh, Sammy also says you couldn't delegate cards either. You couldn't give them to others. It wasn't important then, as the cards were the same no matter who played them, which is different in this one, right? So if there's a card, so Rob's going to play yellow. So if there's a card that says, if you're this character, you get to do like a little additional bonus. It's helpful to be able to pass those cards over to him so then he can play them and get more out of that card. So I do like that.
Yeah, and obviously a higher player count, you have more people running around, bumping into each other and stuff like that. So that might become more important too.
Yeah, very cool idea.
Okay. So let's start with 2 cards for you, and we'll just play them face up on the table. It's
and now we shuffle in 4.
And then we're gonna shuffle in 4 of these horror cards, which we've played with the horror cards. We had things die and had to deal with these, and they are super annoying. I'm gonna just put them in random in here.
Oh, Sammy's gonna do 2 more drawing streams during the campaign.
Oh, cool.
Just got it on the Game Pound page. Oh, awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, the art is not, there's not, some cards don't have final art on them. I think some of these horror cards even say, artwork not final. So it's like, that's placeholder art.
I mean, it's still
artwork not final. So it's like gonna be even better than this.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like thrown in there. But it's still cool to play with a prototype that like looks awesome. I love it.
That's great.
Yeah. I'm very superficial. I leave my games to look beautiful, and including prototypes. No excuse. Okay, I'm gonna just shuffle these. Try not to look at.
This is back to this.
I'll do some cuts under the table.
Let's make sure we put everybody back where they begin. Yes. Okay, looks like that's all set back up. So Rob's gonna play the yellow, and I will play the blue character, the bird and the cat.
Okay, just under the table, cutting and stuff. So I don't, since the card backs are different, I don't want to, see where they are.
Yeah.
Unless the one on top is the one. So
then we just know.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no, you jinxed it when you said that.
Oh no.
Oh no. Sammy, what have you done?
We lost. That's it. I hate this game. I told you guys, don't buy it. It's garbage. I'm just kidding.
Oh gosh. Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah, I can.
I'm just gonna throw this over here.
I wasn't sure we need anything else from that.
No,
Matthew.
not today.
Matthew, thank you again for another super chat.
Hashtag Team Mel. I might not be absorbing this.
I think Matthew's having a good time today.
It's got to be hashtag Team Macaw or Ocelot, but we don't want either to win. So there's also hashtag Team Adventurers.
But if Team Mel wins, that means Team Rob wins too.
That's true, right? I guess there is no Team Mel.
Matthew, thank you. Are you enjoying your Sunday?
Oh, it's placeholder art from Lands of Galdir.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. So here's one card I have, local contacts. Oh, I do know there is, I think, 3 of each card in the deck. And Janet, thank you so much. 29 months, producer.
Wow, Janet.
Will Rob and Mel win the Nobel Peace Prize, or will one faction drift into obscurity? All will be revealed.
Oh no.
Ryan, hashtag give peace a chance.
Wow.
Okay, so these little special cards, so this one gets better, this scheme gets better if Mel had this card because she's playing the blue character. For example, I was kind of talking about this before, but each character has 3 different cards that they boost, at least in scenario 1 here at the beginning of the game with our base scheme deck, or base action deck or whatever. I think it's called action
Resource.
deck. Resource deck, that's it. Oh yeah. If only I read the bottom of the card that tells me this is from the resource deck. But scenarios can add cards to the resource deck, is my understanding. But each character has 3 different cards and 3 copies of every single card in the deck. So we need to keep that in mind when we're kind of like digging for something or knowing when something's going to come up. Part of knowing the resource deck and playing around that too becomes a thing in the game for sure. I remember that from Dawn of Peacemakers. So the second card I have here is Safe Haven.
Oh, both look like they would have been better for me.
Yeah, so you see there's a little bump there, like with the scheme on the bottom of Safe Haven, I get to place 2 fortifications on any space on the map without water. I don't even have to be in the space, which is really powerful. But if I was using the blue bird, I could put 3 down if I wanted. So this is a card I could delegate to Mel. So her character can get more resources out of it. So you may want to do that. But again, I had to be in the same space to trade that with her. But we are starting the game together in the same space. We're in this little starting space right here. So we could do that.
We could.
Another thing I want to talk about.
Oh, I didn't shuffle these.
Yeah, we'll shuffle them. But I want to talk about them anyway.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to wait till we were kind of like ready to go.
Yeah.
And zoomed out. But these are kind of like the order decks we have, and these come with this scenario. They do have letting us know scenario 1. So just because you see the ocelots behaving a certain way in this scenario, if they're in another scenario, they'll have a whole different deck of order cards, which could have more or less cards in it, cards with different abilities on it. So scenario 1 is very specific with the cards that the orders will happen. So when you replay, you kind of learn kind of what they're doing. But the right card kind of shows which grouping of units. So the ones with the circle base on them in this case will attack. But the left order added together will show you the initiative and could mess with that. This one's unexpected, so it could change. So even if I saw this card and knew it, or I saw this card and peeked at it before, when you're actually resolving the actions of the AI for the turn or that faction, you will resolve based on both sides, and the initiative will be added up amongst the 2. So here I have like 8.9, the point breaks ties. So I have 8 versus 5. This faction will go first. You read the left, they'll do this, then they'll do that, blah, blah, blah. So these little decks, when they're empty, we will remove cards from dead factions. So if all the little guys with gears were no longer on the board, after we go through the right side and we have to shuffle it back up to put it back in, we'll take out all the gears from this. And so we won't see them again. So learning these decks is part of the replayability or part of just understanding what might happen, but also we can survey them. And the Macaw's decks are much larger than the Ocelots from scenario 1. Okay, in the previous game, you had to build the decks so you knew what to expect. Now you don't know them in the first playthrough, so it's pretty different. Also faster to set up. And that I
do
love
remember that
stuff.
now that you say that. Yeah, that we were able to kind of know what was going to happen.
I remember it still wasn't bad setting up. I remember it was like fairly organized. I remember it wasn't that crazy, but I remember putting things on the map, right? Like we had to put like little things down and figure it all out, but still good. All right. So, yeah. So the flow of the game, pretty straightforward. I guess I can show right here. So we have an adventurer phase, which is just manipulating the battlefield. That's us using our cards. At any point, we can stop. Okay, we go back and forth, and here's the different actions that we talked about, the scheme. Then at the end, we draw new cards. So we draw 4 cards, and you divide those evenly among players that are playing the game. So it scales really easily. So we'll always draw 4 cards, and we divvy them out even. But if there's like 3 players playing, then you choose who the uneven, the last card goes to or whatever. And then armies act. So we go to the army phase and they act based on their orders. And then we check to see if the game is won or lost in the status phase. And it loops back around, just goes like that over and over until it ends. So do we want to switch some stuff here? What do you got? Mixed groups.
Yeah. So, I mean, ideally, I don't know if we want to switch cards yet, right? Like we don't know what they're going to do. We don't know where we need the fortifications. If we did trade cards to put fortifications down, they don't move with the enemies or with the characters.
Yeah,
so you want to put them down in the right places.
So we should kind of look at who's doing what.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, another thing, if the leader dies, so the leader, this faction, the macaws have a leader on the board right now, and I remember that's important. So the leader, if the leader dies, 8 health, they also automatically fully concede and we lose. So we need to keep this leader alive, or else that's an instant loss also. But yeah, so I'm thinking.
So I think right now, maybe.
I'm definitely delegating this card to you for more fortification stuff.
Okay.
I do have, oh, this is another symbol we haven't seen yet on the cards I was showing earlier, but sometimes it'll be the draw card symbol. So I literally resolve it in order. So I move 1 space, I draw a card, you know, this card's gone, and then I have a new card, so I could do other stuff. But like, I think I just want to get with the macaws to find out what is happening.
Yeah, so
they're more offensive, I know, from playing it. I know they attack a lot. We don't want them killing these guys. I know from playing it, the archers, they're like the attacking unit. I know there's cards in here that if the macaws are damaged on a turn, we can drop their motivation more. And I know from playing before, the motivation is hard to drop on this side. You have to really line things up, I feel. But you also have to make sure like these guys aren't moving into harm's way to get them killed by like certain units. So like also knowing what the ocelots are going to do attacking, I feel like is important.
So the only problem I'm seeing here though is
I can't peek.
Yeah, so I feel like maybe do keep this card just to be able
Why
to
can't you just give me a different card? Because again, we can do it in any order we want.
Sure, I can give you a different card.
Like, come on, Mel, don't be selfish.
You're correct. You're correct.
So
the other problem though, when he does move and draw a card, he's drawing a horror. We know that it's on the top of the deck. So it's not going to be beneficial.
Optional?
I don't know if it's optional.
Card draw. Let's see.
I doubt it.
Extra card lets you draw a new card. I'm sure you have to do it. So like we probably don't want to do it right now, but it's going to be drawn eventually. But that will,
you know what? For people that really want to play,
but then we can get it out of the way soon enough.
Yeah, because maybe it's not terrible.
But it stays. These stays. They go in our discard pile and come back around.
Yeah. Well, if you really want to play on hard mode, play this with sleeves on it so you can't see and know.
Oh no!
And then you just shuffle them in, and you have no idea what's coming until you draw them.
Whatever. All right, so let's.
Okay, so I think you go and peek at the macaws first before I do anything.
I'm moving with this card.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens.
So I move 1 space. I'm gonna go in this guy's little space here, and then I draw a card.
It's not optional, so Sammy.
Dang it. So we look in order, so based on what characters are being played. So that character's not in use, that character's not in use. Oh, look, it's me before you. That's great. So I just drew Dread. It's ongoing, so it'll stay in play. It says fortify once as soon as you can. Discard afterwards.
Does that mean you have to use your next card to fortify?
I think that's what it's saying.
I think that's...
I think I just got...
But now he can't peek.
I think I just got screwed.
No. Okay, well, we're going to play on super hard mode, so... That's
fine. I can fortify. I'll just do it. It's fine.
You're going to fortify?
Yeah, I'll just spend this card to do 1 lousy fortification on this space I'm on. You know, maybe it'll help. And then this is gone. But this goes to our discard pile, and we'll come back around in the future. So fun times. Fun times in war.
Okay, that was not helpful. I know nothing.
I don't feel great spending all my cards too on the first turn, but I thought I could get more stuff done there. But obviously the horrors of war with we're on difficulty 3 now, okay, everybody. So it's serious now. We may not win, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just save your cards.
I could, or like there's 2 options.
Go
ahead.
The circle, these 2 guys have a circle base, right? They're on the right spots. Let's make sure. Yep. So these 2 guys, the little warriors here, if they have an attack card here, they have a range of 2 and hit for 3. The archers over here have 5 health. This guy also has 5 health, 3 attack, 2 range. But the archers have 3 range. So you know this archer can't hit this guy, but when you're doing, you know, counting whether they can hit each other, you kind of go forward 1, 2, 3. And it kind of, if there's also another guy here, 1, 2, 3, this guy's also in range of this archer. So what you do, you look at this one, he can't attack because of stealth. Then you kind of go in clockwise around, checking hexes until it finds the next one, and that's the order. And If there's ever a tie of units on the space, it attacks the one with the least health remaining. So in this case, this archer, if they were to go, and this archer, if he were to go here, the two with the gear base, this one would have hit this guy for 3 damage. One would be eaten up by this fortification, but this guy would hit this one over here for 3 damage. If these guys are attacking, they only need 2 range, and this guy does have a shield here, so he would prevent 1. But if both of these were hitting like the same unit, you'd add it all together, then subtract the defense or fortifications or whatever. But right now I see that they would hit these 2 units if these circle guys went. So that's something to keep in mind. Like, they could attack, but maybe these guys attack. And this guy can't reach anybody, so that's great. This guy also back here can't reach anyone, but maybe they have an order to move forward. Maybe they have an order to shield up. Like, who knows, right? And because we have no unknown information, that's where we want to kind of know what's happening. Yeah.
Well, I can go and peek at one side, but that's all I can do.
Yeah,
or
and if you can't manipulate it, then like why
I know,
bother,
so
right?
then there's
Like,
no
why
bother.
waste the card?
I could put fortification down, but again, I don't know what's going to happen, so I feel like I wait. So I honestly feel like maybe I just do nothing.
Okay, which is totally valid. I feel like I should have done the same
We
after
don't
what
know,
happened to me.
but I mean,
all right, let's do it. So what we're gonna do is just flip these over into a discard pile and resolve them. So I see I'll zoom in a sec, but I see there's initiative 1 here because I add them together. And if there's a tie, use the point. This one's 5. So these guys are going first. Okay, the macaws here. It tells me, I guess I can put them over here. So again, I add up these 2, so this is 5, but then if it was a tie, I use the 0.3 to figure it out. So they're impatiently striking. So you do the left side first. After this order, if the order on the right half is a strike, place it face up on top of the deck. Which sucks, but it also is good because now we have known information. So this, we know the ones with the star base are attacking, but they're not in range of anybody, as I just talked about, right?
Right.
But now I know they're going to attack again next turn. So as long as the ocelots aren't moving into range, which they could be, we know at least these guys are going to do this first. I wish we could look at this, and what I would have done was try to get this out of here so that if they were unable to do a strike, we would have lowered their motivation by 1. So see how knowing some of the information of what's coming up in an order, and if we could manipulate the decks, this is what you want to try to do to win. Okay, but we couldn't do anything. Sometimes you just have to let it go, build up resources, try to plan for a bigger turn. But at least we got 1 out of this. This is going back on the top.
Sorry, we are supposed to draw.
Oh yeah,
sorry,
we skipped draw. We skipped draw again. Okay, we forgot to draw. 2 cards for you. If we drew any horrors in this step, we would set them aside, and it counts as part of the cards that we're drawing. And then I'll get 2 cards. So my 2 cards are here. So I got False Order and Hurry Up. Hurry up! Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we skipped draw. I was getting excited.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
So we know that this is going to go on top. These guys are going to attack. So it's this guy with this base and this guy with this base are part of the same unit, I guess, of the army. So this guy has 1, 2 range. I don't see any ocelots within range. They're not attacking adventurers. We're diplomats. We're just chilling. We got the VIP pass. We're allowed to go wherever we want in the war. We can go backstage, you know, we get the full tour and everything. And they don't attack us, which is great. And this guy here, the leader, only has a range of 2. So 1, 2, I don't see anything within 2 hexes that it can attack. So that's it. But we know this goes on top. This stays in the discard pile. So we have known information on their next order. We just don't know what they're doing with it. Which there are cards that say, ignore the order on the right and don't perform it, for example. So if that's there, maybe we want that. Maybe we don't. Who knows? We'll figure it out. Over here now, because these guys are next in initiative order, the ocelots from left to right, what are they going to do? So we're going to resolve the left card here. This is just what I said. I didn't read it yet, though. Do not resolve the right half of this order, and they're going to get -1 to their motivation. It says even some rules text on the Scenario 1 cards here, which I like. Sometimes the armies themselves manage to fumble their orders so badly they do nothing. But if this wasn't here and something else was here, they might be striking with the guys with the gears, so the archers in this case. And it's reminding you they have 3 range, which is more than the other units. So they're just going to drop 1 motivation. So they're on their way to the green. That's great. It's great. But we need this one to move down at a faster clip.
Yeah.
Than these guys are moving down, which is a little scary. But
see, that wasn't the worst.
Yeah, that was actually not that bad.
Yeah, considering we knew nothing. Could have been a lot worse.
And I'm already starting my turn in the space with these guys, so I could now peek at the deck. I could also I am the little foxy guy. So I could do this card, which he has a little bonus on. I could flip the bottommost card face up of a nearby armies deck. So I'm nearby the macaws because I'm in a space with one of their units. And then I can place that card on the top of the deck, which is normally what everyone would have to do with the card. Or if I'm playing a little foxy guy, I could not. I could leave it on the bottom, which is clever. Or I could just use the card maybe to peek at the top one. I could use it to move around. I could drop fortification or give it to Mel if I was in her space, but I'm not right now. But I could move into it using this card, for example. My other card here is Hurry Up. This helps with initiative. So a nearby army's next order gains +4. Or if it was the little green guy, which nobody's playing with, you could be +6. It's ongoing because it reminds you to leave it face up on the table till it's resolved. During a later phase.
Well, if you're gonna look, I suggest you look first, and then I can go.
Because then you'll have full information on whether you care about what these guys are doing.
I think I do, but I'll have more information. So yeah, you go ahead first.
Should I just reveal the top, or should I do this bottom thing? Because if it's the bottom, I see the card. If I don't like it, I don't put it on the top. But then I don't know what's on the top, and it could be a copy of the same card that I'm not putting on the top. So it's very annoying. But if I see it, I have no cards here to manipulate it.
I do. I can discard one card from a nearby army deck. So then you
would have to move into that space.
But then maybe that's the way I go. So I'm still kind of neutral in the middle here and can go either way.
So what do you think? Should I use the scheme, or do you want me to just peek at it? Or I could peek at it and then choose whether to do the bottom and put it on the top.
Yeah, you could do that too.
So I'm going to play Hurry Up, but I'm going to use it just to peek at this card. Again, I could use this. So this is another thing. Think of this, guys, as you're playing along or yelling at me. Something I could do that I'm not thinking about is this survey icon lets me peek at, I'm nearby the macaws. I can peek at either deck. Here's the mind-blowing thing. I might not want to peek at this. Maybe I don't care. And when you start really getting into the strategy of the game and going next level with it, I could peek at the next card below because I already know the top one. I believe I could look at the next one. And I could flip that one over. So now I know the next 2 orders, and you can keep going down like that as you use these symbols. So I don't necessarily have to use it for this. I could use it to keep finding out more information on the right. And there are abilities, schemes that you could change orders, reveal any card in the deck you want. You could discard any one card. So you could, based on me peeking at the next one and this one, you could say, I don't like that, and discard that one, for example, if you're nearby.
Right.
Which is clever. Like, you can get really nuts with this stuff, which is cool. So I'm gonna reveal this one because I'm all about what's happening on now. Ooh, okay.
Oh, God. Okay.
So if this is the fastest order, they'll go up in motivation, and you see it's a 6, right? And we know it's going to be added to the 1, so it's a 7. But we want it to be the slowest order, so we want the ocelots to actually be higher than a 7. But we don't know anything of what they're doing unless we knew the decks really well. We know a 0 and a 1 have disappeared, so that's helping the odds of it being something higher. But, and I just spent the card that manipulates it.
It's okay. It's okay.
Which
I think
stinks. So what I could do is try to check the bottom and maybe replace this because we're not ready to deal with it right now. Or do you think a 7 here is actually really good?
I mean, you can wait. I can.
Yeah, maybe I wait and see if you can even reveal these or manipulate them or
I don't need
something.
So I'm going to use this one for the move and then draw the card.
Okay.
And I'll move into this space
move
here.
first, then I'll resolve the card draw.
Okay. Okay.
Fortification.
Fortification. Okay, so
eyeballs.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about using this one for the eyeballs for the survey. And I'm thinking about surveying.
We know there's an initiative, that rolling the dice one, that Crawley's gonna mess with us. I don't know.
So I could. Okay,
but again, you never know.
This one.
This one you want to see?
Yep. So I'm spending the card.
Okay. Oh, no.
So,
At the start of the army phase, roll the d12. This order's initiative or speed is the rolled value, but ignore the right half. So obviously now we know it can be anywhere randomly from 1 to 12 based on this die roll. So we need it to be 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12. So 5 out of the 12 results. So more than likely, it's not going to be that.
So I feel like I should discard it. I don't know.
But now we know this initiative on this card doesn't even matter right now with this.
Right, but if I discard it,
There could be another one of these right below it. I don't know. I can still replace this with the bottom one, but it could be the same card. And we could leave this for the next round and try to manipulate.
but if this is that these guys move, then this actually is going to fire. Like right now.
No, we know they strike.
Yeah, but if you replace this and it makes them move.
No,
then...
no, only the right side would make them move.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. This is like their move, defense, attack,
okay.
you know, all that kind of stuff.
So
this is like messing with the motivation or messing with the right card.
Okay.
I don't think there's stuff like that in this one, but maybe there is.
Well, what do you think? Do you think our odds are good that we'll roll it? Do we leave it as is?
I hate relying on dice, but I really wish I never spent the card that added +4 speed, because I would have probably tried to like some way to trade you. Well, I could have met you there.
Oh yeah.
Gave you the card, but again, I would still only had 2 cards, which goes back to my regret of first round, blowing all those cards to really get nothing done. I would have rather saved up a bunch of cards so you're more flexible in the second turn. I should have done that. Just looking back, all right? Hindsight, it's 2020.
All right.
So we could go gamble with the dice. It would move them up to 12, which makes it even harder, you know, as we're not moving in the right direction. You only get so many chances to move it down without death happening.
I know.
So it's like, I could just reveal the bottom.
But then you're again stuck with no cards. And then we're playing from, I feel like having some buildup of cards.
But if cards equal motivation dropping, then that's what you want, right?
I agree.
So I don't know.
Okay, fine. You can look at it.
Okay, I'm spending this. Flip the bottommost card face up from a nearby enemy's deck. Bottommost card. So we don't want this one on the top because this one says if the leader has full health, it goes to up 1 in motivation. Otherwise, you drop it. So we need the leader to be damaged. He's not damaged. I don't have any cards to damage him.
I don't either.
So
can you put this back on the bottom?
Yeah. I don't have to put it on the top, but now we know it's a thing on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so obviously I'm not putting that one on top because it's a for sure that this is going up based on what is happening right now.
Yeah, I do feel like I discard that one now, knowing this. Like I can discard this card if we want.
But it could make it even higher. I don't know.
Maybe we just take our chances. Yeah, maybe we just take our chances. Now, do we want to see this? Or do I wait?
I don't know. I can't do anything if it's them attacking, moving, whatever.
I could move and put some fortifications down.
But if you want to see what it is and you don't want them moving, you know, and you want to get rid of the move, that's up to you too.
Yeah, I don't want them, ideally I don't want them in the water.
Yeah, so yeah, this could make them, some of them move forward. I don't know, could make them shield up.
Okay,
who knows?
Let's look at it with this card.
Okay.
I don't want them to move into the water.
They're just just the little guy in the middle. This guy right here is just getting 2 shields for the round.
Okay, so I think we leave it as is then.
All right. So card draw.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'll give you these 2. I'll take these 2.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Leader, I'm going to try to poison this food ASAP.
Yeah. That's perfect.
That's my plan.
Yes.
And then I have flip the topmost card face up from any army's deck. I don't even have to be nearby. Okay. So now let's resolve. So we see a 7 here. Over here, we got to roll the D12. You're trying to roll low.
9.
Oh, you want, I mean high. You want high,
yeah.
Which is great.
I got a 9.
Mel got a 9. Mel got a 9.
Okay.
So that means they're going first.
Yep.
So we don't count the 3 on the right. This Ocelot shields up. Done. This one over here, it says, remember, this is now the slowest order in the round. So this is going to drop to 10. And then these 2 guys are going to attack. But again, they have no one to reach. So we're good.
Okay.
So far, so good.
Okay.
Back to our turn.
Back to us.
Now we have no known information again.
But you need to go and damage the boss.
Deck, I know this card. The leader? Yeah,
the leader, yeah.
Yeah, so I should do that anyway, right?
Yeah.
Because it could be another card in there that does that. I don't remember, but I will move 1. I'm going to go back with the leader. You know, sneak in. I get to draw a card because that card draw icon there. Move any one cards from nearby army's deck to any other position in the deck. Oh,
that's helpful. I have one of those
move that card at the bottom all the way up to the top, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. So now I'm going to food poison the leader, give up to 2 damage. If I was the red guy, I could do 3 to a nearby unit. This cannot reduce the unit below 1. So you can't fully kill them. You just make them have bad diarrhea, I guess. So the leader has 2 damage. So we're going to put these 2 little purple damage tokens on the board next to them. And then, because I'm going to move any 1 cards from nearby army's deck to any other position in the deck.
Yeah, that's great.
And I'm going to grab that one that I know at the bottom, which tells me if the leader has full health +1, we want his motivation to drop. So they're going to be timid. There you go.
All right, I'm thinking about using...
And again, I just did that all because we kind of knew what we wanted to do there based on how my cards came out. But Mel could have done stuff first. But in that case, I don't think anything you're doing would have affected me.
No. The only thing I want to do is I think use these 2 survey icons to peek at these 2.
You want to see which one first because it matters. You're only resolving 1 icon at a time.
Yeah.
So based on something, you might want to change what you're looking at.
Let's see this one first.
Okay. Cover. So we know the 2 archers are going to get 2 extra defense for the round.
Okay.
That's ongoing.
I think I like that. So let's look at the other one and I'll pass it for the discard.
And unexpectedly, though, we're going to roll until we get a circle or a gear, and it will replace that order's insignia. So it could change, actually, to give the archers cover.
Okay. I think that's fine. I mean, we don't know if these guys are attacking. You don't have any more cards to see, eh? We don't know what.
But at least you know they're not moving into
right, which is really all I wanted.
But they still, these 2 guys can get these 2 guys, but
one of them will have. I guess I should probably. I know they're not moving. I probably should put these 3 fortifications in the center spot here.
Yeah, that would be not bad. I think
because
to just
if
prepare
I can,
for the future.
Yeah, if I can keep them from not moving, I don't necessarily mind if the macaws move up.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like somebody's going to move up.
Anything else you want to do?
No, I don't think so. No.
2 for you. 2 for me. Oh, I got food poisoning again. Probably don't want to poison the leader too much because it will lose automatically if he dies. So I'll probably not use that for that. And then this could let me replace the insignia of a nearby army's next order with an asterisk. So if we knew that like the circles were going to attack next, I could change it so that these guys will attack and they're not reaching anybody.
Right.
So that could be something. So now we're going to reveal the cards we don't know. And it looks like the star-based ones are going to cover. So they're going to defend up. Oh, if 1 or more macaws receive or have received damage this round, -1 motivation.
Okay, that is beautiful.
I didn't even know that was coming, or that I forgot about that actually. I mentioned it before, but I didn't even think we might want to know that. So we actually, I did just poison the leader this same turn, or same round. So it looks like he is not full health. Oh wait, these guys go first. Sorry, there's 7.
We got to roll a die.
So we're rolling the d12. I rolled a star, which is not a legit. I rolled a gear, so it's still the same. So these 2 archers are going to get bonus +2 defense added on to the defense from their position, but we know they're not getting attacked, so that's all resolved. And then over here, if the leader has full health, he doesn't because I, messed with his soup. So this will drop down 1. And then over here it says each macaw, so these 2 guys get 2 extra defense. If 1 or more macaws receive damage, which this one did, we're going to drop this down again.
That's so good. Okay.
I know. Like
that was like
lucky.
perfect timing.
Super lucky on that one.
Now, though, no attacks have really happened. A lot of cover and also no move. So we know that's going to happen. So
we know there's going to be some blood unless we play it so good.
Yeah.
All right. It's our turn again. What are we doing? Please don't mention bad diarrhea. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Do I use... Trying to think of what card I use to look at decks here.
I know, that's the problem. It's like you get rid of ones. Oh yeah, this is a cool card I want to show. I feel like this was in the other game. This was the way you could get cards to each other. There's one called Carrier Pigeon. You draw 1 card from the resource deck. You may give 1, or if you're playing with the little green guy, you could give 2 cards to another player. They may give you 1 or 2 back to you. So it's a way to trade cards even if you're not in the same space. which I love that option. But it's cool, and you may, so you could just draw with it, and then keep the cards or give away based on what's going on, which is cool. Oh, and you have the heal card too.
I
so
do,
there is a way
yeah,
to heal. Obviously, the little green guy's all about the healing, because he could heal for better. He's like a little combat medic, I guess.
And he doesn't have a site icon anyways, or a survey. So, I mean, that's not what that's going to be used for. I think we'll save that for the heal. But it's these two cards that let me discard, so I'm nervous to use them for the survey. I feel like I should use this one, but I also should maybe just use it for the draw.
But
potentially,
then you might not draw into something with a survey icon.
Well, in that case, then I might
Or
be
you could
forced.
move and draw something with a survey icon.
But I worry if there is attack is coming, and if somebody gets down and needs the heal. I mean, it's helpful to have.
But you also could just be more preventative and move to a different space and add more fortification somewhere else.
Yeah.
But if they're moving out of those spaces, whoopsie.
Exactly. But this could also give you additional card.
The old carrying pigeon only let you give cards but not receive. We buffed it here to let you do both.
I like it.
Okay,
I do like it.
I love these little facts. This is awesome. Thank you, Sammy.
Like I could draw a card. Then I'm also able to give something to Rob.
I don't know like what I really need. But I could peek, but then I don't have the option to change insignias because like if let's see what's happened here. So the stars have striked, but the circles haven't. But I think there's another one of those guys striking. And if I do see a circle strike, I could change it to be these guys striking, which we know probably won't hit anybody unless these guys somebody moves first.
Okay, so then here's the thing: we're not going to do that. I'm going to use this to survey, and I think I need to see what these guys are doing.
You want to do this one?
Yeah, I think so. So I'm spending that card to do
that. So only the one in the middle moves one space forward.
Okay.
Do you have any cards to move a unit?
No, but I can discard that. But then I could just move the other guys forward, and then we're out of where they have shields and defense.
I know you put fortifications there, so now this guy will move out, and these fortifications don't help unless he's getting attacked first with a higher initiative in this spot first before he moves, now, but this 5 means probably he's moving before they attack, if they're even attacking. So this is the crazy thought process that happens here, and I love it. Peace and Rob don't seem to go hand in hand. Jacko, this is what I'm saying. This game, that's why I love this game, and especially the original one we played, Dawn of Peacemakers on the channel, was the part of the idea was it's still a war game, but like it's different than anything else we played or own, which I love, that you're like trying to create peace and like playing the puzzle of keeping them from not killing each other. It's so unique, at least that I know of, and I think it's great, and I love that about it. So it's like refreshing to play something that's not just dudes on a map trying to rip each other apart. Like I love how you have to think differently and play differently than those games. But yes, I agree. It is hard not to want one side to kill the other. Like I want these archers to start ripping apart these macaws because these macaws are jerks, okay? But it's like, I can't do that. I got to make sure both just chill out.
There's also a play that I move to the bridge and put fortification on the bridge, knowing the circle's going to move there.
Yeah.
And then potentially I wait for that card that lets me move somebody backwards.
Maybe.
And then I put him back.
I mean, he's still in range of getting attacked by these guys, whether he's here or here.
Right. But if I know he's going to move, then I prepare for him to at least have some fortification so he doesn't take a ton of hits.
You could just discard this off the top.
I could, but then I think the other guys are going to move.
Could move, yeah.
And I think him being on the bridge is better than the two guys being in the water. Because we can fortify the bridge, but can't fortify the water.
True.
So I'm thinking that, I could also play this one for the move-in card.
True. You have to move first before seeing the card.
That's fine. I plan to move to the bridge.
And your new card is
it's the one I want. It's the one I wanted. Move a unit backwards. Okay.
You have to be nearby him. So
that's fine. So we can let him move in first.
But he will be in your space. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's.
So you're gonna build fortifications on the bridge, because even if these guys move into the bridge, you help block them from getting hit.
So I'm gonna spend this for the 2 fortification icons, placing them on the bridge.
All right.
Okay, and I think I'm good. And hopefully he doesn't take more than. Oh, hold on. If the circles attack. This guy will still focus on this guy, right? Or no?
What I'm going to do, I'm going to move. I'm going to move to here to get closer to you. Also still stay nearby the red. That will let me draw a card. Nearby army's next order gains plus speed. Okay. Because what I want to do is I want to know what these guys are doing, but I also want to know, like, maybe they're not even doing it. Maybe it's ignoring it.
Yeah, because
I don't
they're
know how
not even
often-
attacking.
Yeah. So maybe. Yeah, maybe I do this. I peek here.
Oh, if it's a strike, well, I mean, it
Oh, it probably will be, though.
might be.
But
There's one
yeah,
in the
if
discard
it's
already.
not a strike, if it is, it'll stick it. I could see what it is, but then I can't manipulate it at all. So maybe I just leave it. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that.
Okay, I just need to think for one more quick second.
Yep,
If
yep.
the circles attack, this guy will focus on this guy straight,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
So
those
he's
are
only
ones,
going to
like,
get
straight
attacked
in
by
front.
one. Okay, so he'll only take 1 damage. Okay, we're good. I don't want to use additional cards that I don't need
Well,
to.
he has 1 defense.
Yeah, no, I was worried about this guy moving in
Oh, yeah.
first, potentially if they did that first.
Okay, so draw.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, those horrors are coming.
Yeah, no.
Oh, more removing damage. Okay.
Okay, let's flip what we don't know.
Oh, it's a strike.
I have 9 over here. You have 5. So this goes first. I'm going to roll until I get a gear or a circle. I got a gear. So now it actually changes who advances. So now these two are advancing, unfortunately.
Oh, this
That
is
really
terrible.
messed things up.
Yep, this is terrible.
Yep. So the
Not-
archers had just left a motivation. They're going to drop down 1. And also they're now out of their protection. And they can't be fortified because they're on water. This is very bad.
So now I got to move those guys backwards.
But you can only move
One. But hopefully I can move one and then worry about another one.
Okay, but
future.
we'll see what's going to happen here, because now this one happens after this order if it's a strike, so it's going to stay on top.
Yep.
So the circle guys are going to attack. So we know this one's going to attack for 3, so 3 damage on this guy. He has no protection anymore.
Right.
And then this one is within 1-2 range to this guy. So we go in front first. So, oh, this guy's actually closest. So this guy's going to die.
Oh.
Because it would be directly in front, but then it starts going clockwise, and he's the closest anyway. This guy's further. So we just actually lost a unit. And we drop him.
no.
Yeah, this is very bad. Very bad. Yeah, that little combo, I wasn't even thinking of that. Whoopsie.
And a new horror.
And a new horror gets added to the top of the deck. Because we just had a unit die.
Oh no, this is terrible.
We're getting wrecked. Okay.
Okay. And that stays on top. Okay. Well,
Now what? I think you need to get
I
this
need to
guy
move that guy
back,
backwards.
like, for
so
sure.
I'm going to spend this card, which will let me move, and then I'll draw cards.
Also, before you do that, though, let's just understand what's happening here. This guy definitely can attack this guy right now. We know the circles are attacking.
Yeah, that's fine, because I can go in there, I think, and put...
Oh, but he'll get blocked from the
Yeah.
fortifications.
Yeah, and then I can go...
But right now, this guy can reach this guy, but if you move
I'm
him
gonna
back,
move
he
him
won't
back.
be able to.
Yeah, so I'm going
Okay,
to...
sorry.
Nope, I'm going to move him back with that one. So I move first, then
And
I
you're
will
okay
draw a
drawing
card.
this?
Well, should I... I need to.
Okay.
Oh my god, this could be so bad.
Misinformation. Oh, look, I'm the highest on it, of course.
Okay, good.
If an army is nearby, shuffle its order decks, leaving any face-up cards face up.
Oh.
Good thing I didn't.
Well, we didn't look at
that might
anything.
mess with the strike. Okay.
Well,
so,
you leave that face up. Oh, you
so
shuffle
I'm
it.
shuffling them. So I'm
Oh.
gonna shuffle it under the table.
Oh, that's so
fast.
funny.
I know,
it
that's
did.
crazy.
It did. Okay. Well, while you're shuffling it, I'm just going to use this to move one nearby unit 1 space backwards. So let's put him back there. Which, good thing about that, he now gains a motivation. So we're going back to 4. Oh, it did mess with it.
All shuffled up. So we know there's a circle strike in there for the macaws, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 probably. I think they have 2, and then they have another star in there probably.
Okay.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, what else are we doing here? Hmm.
I don't know. I think I don't do anything. I could move and draw another card, but I like this card in case somebody takes some damage.
Okay, I'm gonna peek at this. Oh, it's a fast and slow order garbage.
Oh, man.
So I do have the buff, but I don't have the boots to reach one of these guys anymore.
Okay. What if?
But we could beef up their
Oh no, I
thing
don't
by
have.
4.
Hmm.
But that's a.
I could move one closer, draw a card. Hopefully it has boots on it, lets me get to
Oh,
you.
then I
Then I
could
can give.
trade you.
Yeah, then I can give you a card, but I won't have the boots to get over, like to get back. So I have to give. I don't know if this is smart.
So you would play a boot to get here.
Yep.
I would play a boot to get there. I then give you this card, but you would need a boot to move back.
I would hope that whatever I draw has a boot on it, because I would move and
Yeah.
draw a card.
But you already have a boot on the other side.
Oh yeah, you're right.
you
I don't have to
enough.
give you. Okay, so then I'll
If
move.
we really want to try this, if you think +4, because we don't have the green guy, so it's a +4 on this card.
I think that's good.
But if it's a die rolling one, it rolls like a 1,
Yeah, and
then we're kind of in trouble.
I
But
mean-
I'd say we try it.
Okay, so I will move and draw a card. So
I'll
I'll move into here.
Oh,
Okay,
double boots.
double boots if I need.
Okay, I'll use this one for a move. I'm going to go meet Mel on the bridge. I will then delegate this card to Mel.
Okay. And then I will spend 1 boot to move
What are you talking about?
into here. And then I will play this ongoing on this side, giving +4 to their initiative.
So a nearby army's next order gets +4 speed.
Yep.
Because we want them to go before these guys go so that we can drop their motivation. Card draw. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my gosh, all the horrors are on the bottom. Game is stressing me out.
Yep. I got to flip the bottom one. That's
I
good
have
for
flipped
me.
the bottom one. I have 2 carrier pigeons too. Okay.
All right, here we
Start
go.
flipping,
Let's see
see
what's
what's going on.
happening. Oh, it is the die roll.
Oh, please
no.
let it be high. So it's going to still be the die roll +4, right?
Yeah, I think that's how it
Okay,
works.
so there's 7. 6 + 1. 5.
+4 is 9.
Okay, we're good.
We're good. We're good.
So they're first.
Sweet. So the circle guy is going to attack, so he'll just attack this guy right here. So
Okay.
attacking for 3. 1 fortification goes, he takes 2 damage.
Okay.
Okay, and what are these guys doing? So they're slowest, so they're going to go down 1. And then the star guys are going to attack, but we know they're too far back, so they can't reach. They
oh,
only have
luckily
2
I moved
range.
that guy back.
Yes.
Okay.
And then this one is gone.
Whew.
All right, it's our turn.
Our turn. Okay. Okay.
So we still need this one to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more times. Wow. Without hopefully any of them dying.
Yeah.
But if any of them die, it will drop it down. But we'll get more horror cards, which we're getting close to shuffling again, which will put some of those other ones back in the deck. Ugh. Okay.
Only 1 left. I'm just going to see if I can.
Deduce what it is.
If there's 2 of everything, it's this one.
I don't know if
I don't know if there is.
I
There's
don't
2
know.
surprises, 2 unexpected, and there's 1 left.
I think this one over here might, if
Okay.
the, I don't know if the archers have an advance, but there's a circle advance, but no archer advance. But maybe they don't have an advance. It only happens when it's random. I don't know.
Okay.
It could
So
be an
what I
attack.
wanna
I
do-
don't know.
I think what I want to do, so I want to give this card to you. I'm going to use Carrier Pigeon to draw 1 card from the resource deck, and then I may give you 1, and you may give me 1 if you want. Which one do I want to give you now?
You don't have to. It's a May.
I know, but I do want to give you this one because it's better for you.
Okay. I still need to move back with my army, I think, the macaws. So I'm going to use this to draw, and then this will help me peek at the decks.
Okay, I can also peek
But I might
if
peek
I need.
once and then use a manipulation on one.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to move back with this guy. I'll draw. Oh, I can change the speed. I wish you got these ones because it's like we need these guys to be fast, but I think those are both gone right now, so this is not useful. All right, I'm going to do a little peek action. Oh, good. He's
Oh, okay,
damaged,
okay.
so we get a free reduction.
Good. That's good.
Here. I mean, I can just peek at their next attack, but is it going to change?
I think right now it would be okay. no matter who attacked.
Yeah, because if these guys attack, but they like, are they moving forward? Are they just defending? I don't know what else they can do. What was that card that they, if they get damaged, what does that one do? Oh, it's a cover. It's a cover. I mean,
I think
I could just drop a fortification so this guy doesn't die if this guy attacks.
True.
Yeah, let me
Yes.
do that. Let me just drop one fortification so this guy doesn't die. I don't have a heal, so
Okay.
it's the best I got.
And I have a move backwards. I don't want to use this yet. We'll see if we need it if they. Okay, so
The
I
crazy
think we're
thing
good.
is you could move him backwards so he's like not in range of their attack, and also he's not in range to attack back. But we kind of, they might have a card that like lowers this if they take damage, so you kind of want them to damage them a little.
Like a little bit, and then
Yeah.
with the heals potentially.
Oh man.
Okay, I think we.
Card draw.
Yeah. Oh God.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh no.
The horrors of war.
No.
Okay, so these will be set aside. We'll divvy these out evenly.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Now I'll resolve these. Oh, it's me again. What the hell is with this? Why are they all punishing me? Panic attack. Roll 3 times on the D12. For each roll, move 1 space in this direction. I've not had this happen yet.
Oh my God, that's so
This is
funny.
new. All right. So 1 moves me this way. So I'm going for a swim.
Oh, this is so funny.
The heck is this? And this is going to be shuffled back in super soon. 2, same direction. Oh no!
Oh, you're going so far away.
No.
Come back, come back.
A 12, and that goes. I can't go that way, so I think it just chills.
Oh no.
Wow!
Oh gosh.
I just had a panic attack
Please
on
don't be a
stream.
second one of that. I don't know if there's duplicates of these. Oh God. Oh, this is for me.
A breakdown. Oh, finally, nothing is fun. It's not punishing me. Discard all your resource cards. Draw the same amount from the resource deck.
Oh no.
So that also speeds up the deck.
Oh no.
This is
So there's 3
bad.
of my cards.
So,
oh, I wanted some of them.
1, 2, 3.
Oh no.
1, 2, 3.
Oh
So
man.
you even got less cards.
Oh my God.
The horrors of war, everybody. Also, we can all thank Snowdale Design in the chat for adding in the our first on-stream playthrough, adding the extra difficulty of these horror cards are not normally in the deck when you play the game the first time. Just FYI, okay? Sammy wanted to challenge us. I like it. Okay, so this is anxiety. It looks like it's me on the top again. If you have a nearby unit. Oh, I don't anymore because I had an anxiety attack and ran across the board, or panic attack. You cannot move unless your space has a fortification 1 or more. Discard if there's 6 fortifications on the map. Are there? There are. I can discard it right away.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Oh, that's
there are
lucky
6.
you put that last one down.
Yeah, there's already. Yeah. I just got. I knew that was gonna happen. Yeah.
Okay.
There are 6 fortifications out there, so we're good. Yeah, Rob runs off the page. Bye, everybody.
Okay, that was just us drawing. So now we have to go with their. We're going
Oh,
here
yeah.
now.
Let's find out what's happening.
You guys are going at 4.6.
So, yeah, this one is 4.
Okay, 4.6. So these guys are
Oh,
first.
4.2. Yeah,
Oh.
I have 4.2. You have 4.6. So tiebreaker. So we know this guy is not fully healed, so they're gonna drop 1 here. And oh yeah, it's the cover. If the circle macaws, they each gain a shield. +2 shield on these
Oh,
guys.
that's actually good.
And if 1 or more macaws have received damage this round, -1. No, they didn't, right?
No.
Okay, over to here. Before this order, we have ritual. Before this order, roll a d12. If at least 1 adventurer is nearby, you may reroll once.
Okay, I'm with them. So
You are
we
with them, so there is a reroll possibility. So we want it to, I mean, we could have it go up. It's not the worst, but we want to keep them in the green. So probably down is better right now.
I mean, to be honest, I think up is better because they have the one that lowers it by themselves in this deck.
Yeah, but that might not show up for rounds and rounds and rounds.
Yeah, but this we still have quite a while. We don't want it to cycle too
But
many
we
times.
also don't want to get to this and it's not ready yet. And then we only have 2 chances, like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm okay with it going down, but we'll see. 8. 8 does drop it.
Okay, then
wanna
go with that.
reroll?
No, go with that. Go with that.
Because it's still like in the window. We can.
I know, I just worry that the
Like we could
other,
get this card again. It goes up, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
but it's okay. I think we're fine. We'll hopefully just get this down
Maybe.
fast enough. What is this on? This on 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then each archer attacks. So they have a range of 3. 1, 2, 3. It's just this one archer left.
And he can't attack here.
He can't attack here because he's in stealth, but he can 1, 2, 3 reach this guy.
And that guy has 2 defense from his cover.
Oh, actually, how does this work? I think because it's resolved already, this is not going to help us. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have. Oh, but it says no. It says if one or more macaws receive or have received.
Oh, I see. So it's both ways. But
I think we're going to get this.
No,
right?
because the two defense that the
Oh,
circle
you're
has
right,
plus
you're
the
right.
fortification you
I
drop.
shouldn't have fortified them, but I didn't know.
So then the two defense, and then this goes away. So that's the 3 damage that would be incoming.
Yeah, so they didn't take damage. Oh, I see. Interesting.
Interesting.
So what we really wanted was this guy out of here.
Right.
So he was the target. He takes damage.
And then we would have went down.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we drew,
We
right?
did. That was the horrors that all went off.
Okay. So now it's our turn.
Yes. I need to run to the washroom. Is there any chance we can take like 2
Yeah.
minutes, or you can start and
No, we can take a quick break.
just be
Yeah,
really
we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Everyone stay tuned. Matthew, thank you for the super chat. Says, how does this work? He says. All right.
All right. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you.
Okay, what are we doing here?
All right, what are we doing? So we know these guys, the circles are attacking.
Yep, and they can reach this guy,
okay.
but he's
But he's-
good unless he moves out, but then he's still okay because there's fortification. If this guy moves forward, he still attacks this guy. This guy can't reach anybody.
Oh, we need to shuffle these so that I can maybe manipulate them, right?
Yes. I'm pretty sure that you shuffle once you need cards in the deck, I think. I'm pretty sure it's right now.
Yeah, because if I want to...
Yeah, because then otherwise, like, you can't do any fun stuff. And then...
Now, I can also flip the topmost of any card face up from any army's deck. But we don't necessarily need to worry about this one.
I know it's not timid, because there's two of them here, probably. It probably won't be the swift one, because there's two of those also here, where it cares about them being the slowest. It could be the impatience. Two of them are here. Again, I don't know if there's like three of one, but I'm just trying to deduce based on information. What could it be? I don't know. How many are there?
Two, but it could be two of the same.
It probably is, and none of them
And
are.
we don't
Yeah,
know
there's
what
two
they
of
are.
everything we've seen so far. So if we know what that is, maybe if there's two of each, then we know like what the next one is probably. But I don't know if there's one ofs or three ofs. I don't know. I didn't look through that carefully.
Matthew, yes, this can be played true solo.
Yes. Yeah, so if we were playing full, yes, it's totally solo. If it's playing solo, you're just playing with one character. And when you're drawing those 4 cards, you're just taking them all yourself. So you just have more in front of you to work with. You're not puzzling it out with each other. Obviously, like carrier pigeon wouldn't be as useful, but it's still, that's the cool part about the multi-use cards is you can just use them for something else. So yeah. But I definitely like it at playing it multiplayer with like working around and positioning, and also like trying to be nearby 2 armies with only one character. You're going to be spending a lot of cards to move and get back and forth. But again, you can save up cards and have a big turn where you have like 8 cards plus in front of you. And yeah. And yeah, you could play multi-handed too, obviously.
Yeah.
Which I think that's where it's like it's best, is having 2 adventures on the board to like cover
like
each
both
armies.
sides, but then sometimes there's 3. There's 3 sides, right?
Or more.
Or more.
Or,
So
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you can't be everywhere. You just have to do your best. But okay, so do I want to flip something? I don't think we need to worry about this one. We know the circles are
What
attacking.
is it,
I
though?
think that's all that we need to worry about.
Do they have the ignore the right side order? I don't know if they do.
I don't think they do, because they have the other one.
Just look. I can just look.
You have to get to them.
I can flip the bottom. Oh, I'm not with them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but I can.
Oh no! I forgot I'm swimming. I could just move twice, or I can move once and then draw a card, and hopefully. But then once this one last card in the deck, we're gonna start shuffling.
It's gonna shuffle anyways.
I do need to get back with an army anyway.
That horror was terrible.
Yeah, that was.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I'll just move back to the water here. That'll draw me a card. Oh, triple move.
Lots of move.
But it does add fortifications, so maybe we can pile some somewhere. But I probably just need to move more. I think I'll still just move to only here. And then I'm going to do the bottommost card face up.
And we're assuming these are both the same.
Exhausted? Do they have 2 exhausts? Because that would be great. I maybe just put that on top anyway. Well, I told you there's 2 of everything in there, but these last 2 we don't know.
Okay, I didn't realize.
Them 1 automatically.
Okay, that's fine.
But they still strike.
Which is okay.
Unless I want me to leave it on the bottom, and then we just don't know what's now.
That's okay, that's okay. I'm just debating if I need to look at what these guys are doing, or if they're fine either way.
They could move, they could be defending, they could be attacking.
The only issue would be if Circle moves forward based on that die roll.
He would get attacked
twice, and there's not enough fortification.
6 damage, 2 block, and then he would take.
Oh, he'd be at 4.
Yeah, he'd be 1 away from death.
So I probably should peek at or look at. Okay, so flip the topmost of any face up, any card face up from any army's deck, but I will just look at this one. Okay, he gains. Oh, that's even better, because I think he's going to get attacked. So I think we're good. We're good. We're stopping there.
Okay, card draw. I got to shuffle.
Okay. It's getting close. This is the one that could be a problem if we lose any more onslaught, or what are they? Onslaughts? What are they?
Ocelots?
Ocelots. Oh, it's right there. I was like looking over here.
Ocelot Warrior and Ocelot Archer.
And we know that they have an exhausted card in their deck. At least one. I think they only have one. So it's going to be managing this.
Okay,
and
not looking, cut. All right, so we're drawing 4 cards. Oh,
I saw one.
Fun. Okay, we have to divide this as evenly as possible.
You can take the extra because I already have.
Sure. Pigeon.
Hopefully this is not the panic attack.
I'm having a breakdown, everybody.
Oh gosh, again.
No, it's you actually. Discard all your resource cards, draw the same. This is like snowball effect with the stupid horrors too.
2.
Okay.
Okay, I got 2
no more
cards.
horrors.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yes, they're both your cards.
Fortifications. Okay. That's good. Keeping something alive. All right. So now you flip this one. These guys are going at 4.3.
Surprise. Start of this army phase, roll a die to find out what their speed is. Ignore the speed value on the right half. It's a 2.
Okay, so these guys are first, so they're going to exhaust, moving down to 5. And then each circle macaw attack.
So this guy can't reach anybody, but this guy can. We know he's just hitting for 3. He'll just break all these fortifications. And then over here, oh, yeah, this happened after,
Yeah,
so the cover doesn't count. Like, it doesn't matter.
It's fine.
All right.
We have the fortifications, and I have more fortifications.
Done.
So that's good. Okay. I feel like I'm dropping 3 more just to keep that going. And hope.
Oh, 3 more
3
fortifications?
more fortifications
Yeah.
just in case. I like that, having that.
Do you not want to see if he's going to move out of the space? Again, it could be him moving again, but then it could be changing that it's this
Okay,
guy
let's
moving.
do it the different order. You're right. Let's
I
use
don't know.
that one for a survey of that.
No, it's just the archer shielding up. Just some cover.
Okay, so then I'll use this one for the 3 fortifications.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe that was
I like
bad.
having them there.
Okay.
It gives me some...
Just an option, because like if he moved out of the space, then that would suck, but you could maybe move him back in future.
Yeah. So we're guessing that this is another exhausted, which will bring us down to 4, which would be very good.
Yeah. Do I care about peeking or just want to build up?
I mean, not this round. I feel like you could be a build up.
I'm just gonna let it happen.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'll take 2. You take 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I did get the move backwards if needed. All right. Oh, it's not exhausted.
Put him in the discard.
Oh yeah, sorry. This is going 1.3.
6.5. So, oh, this is a roll. You are nearby them, so we could re-roll this. The one that could drop it or raise it.
We want to raise it, I think.
So we want it between 9 and 12. It's 8. So it will drop it down, but you can re-roll.
I would try.
You're there. Okay, we'll re-roll. Here, you re-roll. You roll.
12.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Mel gets what she wants when she rolls the dice. It's just how her luck is. Okay. So this goes up. Motivation goes up. Then we know the archer is getting cover, extra 2 defense. So he's actually got 3 being in this tower. Over here.
Do not resolve the right half of the order. It is.
So there we go. Now we know that they don't have to exhausted. They have a revoked and an exhausted are 1-ofs, but all the other cards are like a 2-of.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's
okay.
good to know because that's going to get shuffled. It almost had, if they resolved, the circles would have attacked again, but it didn't resolve the right half, so we were okay.
Oh.
So they did have another circle strike. Okay.
So that's
okay. So that's that.
So shuffle that up and throw it back in there. Now.
So now we're at 4. We need to get this down to 2. So we're getting there. If we get.
So I really want to see what this card is you're putting on the top there.
Okay. So yeah, you can go ahead. I can also. Oh, I have to be nearby. So.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is. Oh yeah, I can get that from you by a carrier pigeon.
Oh yeah, this is 2 peaks.
All right, I'm gonna use a. Yeah, okay. I'm doing a carrier pigeon. Drawing a card. Sure.
And I can give.
I'll give you consultation.
And I can give 1 back to you.
Okay. A little carrier pigeon went back and forth there. I'm gonna do the double peak. So look at this one. After this order, if it's a strike, okay, if I can make it not a strike somehow, then they'll drop. Hashtag Team Mel, says Matthew. Rob, you're in trouble. Wait, what?
Matthew, thank you.
Stop confusing me.
Matthew, thank you so
All right.
much for the super chat
Thank you
today.
very much.
Thank you. Happy
Troublemaker.
Sunday to you.
Yes, thanks.
Oh, it's not a strike. Okay.
Okay,
Oh, and they're going to move.
so it's an advancement. Circle macaws, move 1 space forward.
Which is okay because that macaw's going to move to the bridge where some fortification if these guys attack.
And this guy moving the water, though.
I
and he'll be
mean,
within range of this guy now, finally.
but I think this guy would be like, as long as.
Of course, I play one that moves backwards
But
units,
I think it's okay because this guy would move forward and then he'd be his target
Okay, hold on.
with the fortification there. And this is okay. So
All
this
right.
is going to make it move down 1, which is great.
Yep.
And we'll be at 3.
Okay.
I'm almost tempted
I
to.
could peek at the next one to know what's happening next round, but I think I'll worry about the next round.
Yeah, I think I don't even
Oh,
worry
you know
so
what?
much about those guys.
I should have gave you,
You gave me this one if you
but
want.
why? I should. Did I know? Yeah, I had this one. I should give this to you actually,
Okay.
because we're always trying to increase this faction's speed. I can't do that from where I am, so I feel
Yeah,
like
so give me that one instead
I can
of
only
that.
give you one though, right?
Yeah, but I don't need this one.
Yeah.
You can keep that one. That's when
I
you
feel
get
like that's what I should have gave you.
Yeah.
Because it's useless to me. And instead, I keep, even though this is your card to get a bonus on it, I think I should have.
I don't think we need it though right now. I think we're okay in an okay situation. So I think I'm not going to do anything and build up and hope that these guys do what I want, I guess.
I don't know.
But I think it's okay. I think it's okay.
Even if they attack.
Yeah.
What if the stars? No, they're not moving forward. It's only circles.
Yeah. And this guy's going to move into the bridge and have some fortification.
All right.
I think we're okay. We'll just see
Okay,
what happens.
card draw.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, not a
You do
horror.
good shuffling to the bottom. I
Yeah,
guess.
but when we get to there, it's too many at once, and they cascade, and it's bad.
Matthew, thank
Matthew,
you.
thank you for the super chat. See how delayed it was? I talked about Mars at the start of the stream, and it just got he just got that reply at Mars. Now he's replied back. Beep, beep, boop, beep, bop, boop. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. We really appreciate the support. Thank you.
Hope you're enjoying your weekend, Matthew.
I think so.
Spamming me with super chats. I appreciate
I mean, there's
it.
a worse problem to have.
Yes, there's a good and a bad thing all at once. For me personally, I love it.
Thank you, Matthew. Okay.
All right.
Sorry, that was this. So now, okay, so we're going to draw these. This one is going at 9.9.
This one's a roll. It's a surprise. Roll it up.
Oops,
It's
sorry.
an 11. So these guys will go first,
Yep.
and the circle is going to attack. They will attack here.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, because again,
I wasn't hoping.
But that's like when you don't look, you
I
don't
know,
know. So many
I know,
crazy things can happen.
I know.
So actually, 3 damage is going to hit this guy and kill him, and motivation will drop.
Oh, we will win, though, but I mean,
know,
still
but-
sucks.
But we are not as pros as we thought, right? We aren't like, we need to replay this one until nobody dies, and then we can officially be the best in the internet.
I mean,
But,
I guess you're supposed to expect casualties when you play with, what was it called? Bad
memories.
memories,
The
right?
challenge
The
of bad.
challenge.
We're playing on difficulty 3 out of 5 right now, everyone. Okay.
I mean,
Yes, it's a tutorial mission, but difficulty 3 out of 5.
a casualty on either side.
I want
mean,
that on record.
so we need to put a horror on the top as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that awesome
But-
effect. Great.
Okay, so then,
Are we running out of horror cards yet? Nope. Still have 4 more.
oh my god.
Fun times.
Oh my gosh, imagine having them all in there. Okay, then this one is if the order on the right half is strike, place it face up. It's not, so we're going to put this down
So we're
to
officially
2.
in the green on this motivation.
Yep.
We're in the green right here. They're done. They're done.
Each circle just moves forward.
Oh, yeah,
which
yeah.
is now only this guy.
Only one left because
Only
one
one
died right in front of me. I watched him die right on the battlefield, right in my
I
space.
know. I even thought about going in there and putting.
Moment of silence for the little macaw circle-based warrior that I hung out with most of the game. Jacko, thank you so much.
you.
Just riding the spam train.
Oh, thank you so much.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you. This is a fun train.
I appreciate. I don't know. It's
Thank
like
you.
anyone can buy a ticket for this train. Supposedly,
Anyone can get on. Yep.
They're not checking anyone getting on. Obviously,
Oh, thank you so much. You guys are funny.
freaking troublemaker express over here. Thank you though.
Okay. So I think now actually
Yeah, it
is
goes-
when we would check
yeah.
our status, right?
I was trying to like delay it, but status phase, check for game end. We check. They're in the green. They're in the green. We win.
Wow.
To me,
I'm sorry, friends.
with that whole competitive perfectionist, again,
to rest.
there was death. And if we were playing Dawn of Peacemakers, the previous version of the game, I'd have been like, yeah, let them all die to drop this down. We're fine. Just don't let it drop too much. But now it's like those dropped. They added horror cards. I guess dropping late game is not as bad, but they still go on the top. So this card is not affecting us, but if you like, it was the second last round, this card literally could be the card that loses us the game. And it could have been, oh, you cannot delegate or scheme. Discard when you have no resource cards in hand.
Oh, wow.
And
That
this
would have
would've
been
been
to
you.
me.
It could have been you. So you have to like purposely like try to either play a bunch or just sit there and like you're now ignoring all the text boxes on cards.
And I can't give them away to you.
All because you let one little guy die in the battle, or you're playing with a challenge. These horrors are interesting.
That's funny.
They are trolly, and I love it. But yeah, that's interesting.
That is funny. That is so funny.
Sammy says, "Congrats! I never lost trust in you guys."
Oh,
yeah,
Sammy. Wow, I was a little nervous when you suggested this challenge, but
we definitely got to see how the horror cards impact the game there on our first one.
Yeah, and we added a few just to spice it up, you know.
The next episode that we played this game, which will be next weekend, probably on the Saturday. So again, before you run away, hit subscribe. Make sure you turn on notifications because we do plan on playing this game again. And I'll show you guys here. I'll tease it. We do have a second scenario in this prototype that's already in here. Cindy, thank you so much.
Cindy has jumped on the train. Thank you, thank you.
For the super chat. Oh, and I see Amanda's coming up here too. I'm feeling the peer pressure. Thank you guys.
Oh, Amanda. Amanda's jumped on the train too. Thank you.
Don't feel peer pressure from these guys. Come on.
Oh, Cindy also says my first super chat and I screwed it up. No, you didn't. That was perfect. Fine.
But yeah, that's her message with it.
Yeah, that's okay.
I like it though. Minion,
thank you.
Minion's been a member for 6 months. Says I want to join in.
Oh,
thank you for the super chat.
Minion, you're on the train too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Bernardo says I remember when you named the characters. You should bring that back.
I was only for one game. It was only for Final Girl, wasn't it?
No, I did it in
Hostage
Negotiator once playing solo. It was so hard to keep track of everything. But yeah, we couldn't name the characters in this game. I don't think they each had. No, they don't each have names. No. I mean, the leader has a name.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could name them, and then like you feel really bad when certain ones die. We need like a backstory to make it really hurt when one of them dies. You know, like they show you pictures of their kids in the book.
Oh
like,
my god.
You know,
you see like little animal families.
You have to read their obituaries after, like who they're leaving behind.
Oh no.
Yeah, no.
Then you feel terrible.
Yeah.
Then you definitely feel terrible.
Then people are like really motivated not to let any units die. But I think the horror cards are a nice little motivation, as you saw. They're punishing to make you not want to have characters pass. Janet, thank you for the super chat. Me too.
Oh, Janet's driving this train now. Thank you, Janet.
Thank you for the support, guys. I appreciate it. We pulled Amanda to the dark side. I know Amanda's so nice and awesome. I don't want her being associated with you guys. Okay?
Yeah, don't feel peer pressure.
Yeah, Amanda, don't hang around with these guys. All right, they're trouble.
Yeah, Bernard, from the chat people. Yeah, we need, but that's tough. Oh wow, I have not looked at this before now.
So I peeked at this yesterday after we played. I cleaned it all up, and I was like, I want to see what the next book looks like. So this is a teaser for next stream, which has not been scheduled yet. I will schedule it shortly. You'll find it in the playlist down below if it's already happened or when it gets scheduled. Again, subscribe to the channel, hit the little alarm bells, turn on notifications so you don't miss it. But we do want to play through a more advanced scenario. It'll be scenario 2. We'll play through it on stream, but I just want to show there is more complexity to this game. So I know people watch our channel. We usually play pretty like medium to heavy complexity games, like some pretty high complexity ones too. We like a little more meat on the bone in our games. So just again, that first scenario we just played was the tutorial, but we had mixed in a challenge which increases the difficulty by 2 extra stars to 3 out of 5, adding in some horrors to start so that we could show off the horror mechanic, because you only see horrors happen if units die, right? So we did have some units die, but maybe they died only because we had horror cards in there, right? So
yeah, who knows?
So to increase our odds of death happening, which on your first playthrough death should happen, you'll see some horror cards, but just letting you know that that wasn't a thing. But the next one we'll play without challenges in, but it has new mechanics. There is an extra faction put in here. So we have we're gonna have the, what's this, Tuataras or whatever. So we're gonna have this little guy running around. He's gonna be on his own little pirate ship, it looks like. There's another symbol there we've not seen before. It's gonna add its own resource cards. I want to show that here. I looked at this. So based on scenario 2, okay, we're gonna be playing scenario 2. So it has its own cards for the scenario right here. So all those scenario 1 order cards we played with the macaws, they could be completely different because we're not playing with that same deck. And again, I never play with a full deck also. But these resource cards here add like a new action to the deck. Move from one anchor to the other. Draw 1 card from the resource deck. So these are specific to the scenario, so you don't play with these in other scenarios.
Yeah.
So when you're cleaning up, you have to separate the cards based on the label at the bottom. But we have the bear faction. The speckled bears are a thing, and they're all in here. They have leaders and things. So we'll be playing with two different factions, no ocelots. And if you look, it has its own starting like motivation value. And we got the 3 different order decks. We got new units. We got, it looks like we have a leader for the bears, bear chargers. We have macaw rangers that we've not seen yet that actually hit for 5.
Oh, wow.
They hit for 5 damage. We got Commander Warwick, so a different macaw leader, actually. I remember this guy. We have a different macaw leader with 8 health, who's also going to... Oh, they do have little backstories here, or describing the units, which I missed the first time. But if you look on here, I was peeking at this. So we actually have like some kind of fortress building thing going on here. And it looks like this, it says here, in addition to +1 defense, fortresses provide 2 motivation. So then the little surrounding village has motivation buff. I don't know what these little, I don't still know what these, there's looks like a pips there or like a die value. So it's like maybe based on attacking from range. I don't know what's happening, but there's like also like shielded up spots here, water spaces, and it looks like sea spaces, which are water but can't be entered or something. Adventurers and units cannot move to these ones with the like little, crossed out symbol. And it says you can use the set sail resource cards to move between anchors. So you could go from the dock to this pirate ship.
Oh, and maybe provide fortifications and then jump back or something, or be able to scout this deck or peek that deck.
Yeah, so this is just a preview of like, we're going to be playing this one next weekend. So stay tuned for that stream. But we are going to go over the Game Found campaign now and just kind of take a quick look through it to see what's going on. Because again, all I know is the prototype, and we've played scenario 1. We kind of peeked at this, but like I haven't looked at the Game Found yet to even know what else is on offer. I just was trying to stay focused on what we have in front of us. But there are its own order cards for scenario 2. There's the order cards for all the different factions. Okay, they're all in there. So again, well, I'm assuming like the same base rules are used, but there are always like kind of mechanics and things added. And you can kind of see on the back of the rule book, we didn't play with all these symbols yet. They weren't all involved, I don't think. Yeah, impassable is new. But everything else.
Everything else, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe we did play with most of it. But anyways, yeah. So they do play on it. So every scenario is different, and every scenario has its own challenges to change the difficulty level, its own starting motivation, stuff like that.
I had not peeked at this, but I'm very excited now after seeing this to play this one.
This is what I wanted to play, but I'm like, we need to show our audience like the base game first, keep it simple so they understand the main hook and mechanic of the game. Yeah. But like, there are going to be 6 scenarios in the full game, and I'm sure they get crazier, but the setup's still like the same idea. You flip open the pages of the map, it tells you what units to grab, what bases to put on them, and then on the board, it tells you where to put them and which direction they're facing. So it's like pretty quick to set up and tear down, which I like. Just flip open the book, grab the units. And again, everything's organized for cleanup and setup. You got your little bases in here and your units and yeah, your beads and your dice and then your cards based on the scenario. It's like, and you just flip out the map books based on which scenario you're playing. And then again, in the book, so for the next scenario, here's the rules for it. It's a difficulty 3 out of 5. So the same difficulty we played today, a little longer. Talks about the new rules, strategy tips, and then you could make it a 4 or a 5 difficulty by playing with challenges. After you've played it a bunch and you feel like you mastered it, you can spice it up. So there's like...
You see this challenge?
Sammy, you're sick, man. You're sick.
Fog
of War, you can't survey.
Oh my God.
That is
All like right. Impossible mode, I would feel.
You just gotta like know, and you really gotta understand what's possible and how to like kind of prepare. And,
yeah, knowing what's possible. Yeah, imagine doing that from the beginning.
You still could use that one that I was peeking on the bottom card and putting it on the top. That's not surveying.
Yes, you could.
And your blue one that peaks at the top of any deck.
Yes.
But those are only few and far between, right?
Yeah. That's crazy.
So yeah, there's your motivation to play it over and over, and again, also the achievement sheet too, right? All right, let's take a look together at the game found. Again, this is linked down below if you guys want to see it. If you're watching this later, there's obviously there'll be more updates and things. But it's over on game found. The link's down below. Again, I'm not profiting off this in any way. I'm just spreading info here so you understand what we're getting into here. And I'm curious personally. So we got 828 backers. I don't know if this is updating or I haven't had this open for a little bit. Yep. So there you go. So it's funded. Nice. Congrats. 24 days left. Okay. Oh, we got random comments here. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh, I like this.
Okay, I went through all the trouble of setting this up on stream. I could have just showed you guys this little animation and you could have understood what was going on. Wait, my cards didn't appear out of thin air though.
Yeah, look how it sets up our next scenario for us. Look at that.
Oh,
that
boom,
looks cool.
Done. Yeah, that's how it works. You just flip the map book and magically it all just appears on the board.
I love it.
But that is a good way to display what's happening. I like that. And there's we already explained what it is. I don't need to read this. I just played it. Why back now? Help us fund the game, get a look behind the scenes, and give feedback. Okay. So if you guys back the game, anything you saw there you didn't like, you can harass Sammy and the team at Snowdale Design. That's great. A free promo pack. All backers get a free promo pack. And I know there's no FOMO. This stuff is all available later, is usually how their campaigns run, which I like that stuff. All backers get a free promo pack of new and unique horror cards. No, you don't want to do this then. Don't back it because those horror cards are horrible. You don't want any more of them. Don't do it. It's a trap. No, I'm just kidding. Special discounts. Get the game at a discount. We also offer great bundles if you want our pass. Oh, okay. So you can get other games as well. And I assume those all ship together to save on shipping and things. So be patient. Get the game first. Backer rewards will be delivered first. Retail availability after the campaign isn't guaranteed, which again, we understand that's the thing. That's normal annoyance. All right.
Oh, look at that little special promo deck.
These animals are like,
scared.
That's what I looked when I shuffled 4 horror cards in the deck and we started drawing all them back to back. That's my face.
Oh man, that's
so
cute.
It looks like most popular is Peacemakers, the game, plus the promo pack, plus a pack of sleeves. Okay. There's also one that is cheaper if you don't need the sleeves. That's one I probably would go with for myself personally. But again, do whatever you want.
Oh, wow.
So the all-in gameplay bundle. So if you like, again, we have playthroughs of Lands of Galzir on the channel. So you can go see how that game is if you want more information, if you're interested in this. Dale of Merchants. I bought the first one at the local game store. I have this left box here. Just wanted to try it out. But I don't think I've ever got it to the table yet.
Not yet. We haven't played it yet.
I think I opened it. I was going to teach my daughter because it looked like a pretty approachable, like a deck building game. But I haven't played it yet. But I need to play that at some point. So I've not played Dale of Merchants, so I can't comment on that. But if you've played it or you know someone who has it, it's been around for a while. Pretty popular game. They've had multiple waves of it, and you can get a whole collection box to hold it all in, I guess.
That's cool.
Which they've done in past crowdfunding campaigns. But if you're having trouble finding it in the wild, here is all of it together, which is cool.
Oh, and then all-in deluxe bundle.
Oh,
wow! Look at all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and we had some of this. Sammy sent us some of this stuff from Lands of Galzir. We have like the mat and things, which oh, it's so cool. And the dice tray and stuff like that. Yeah.
I do love the dice.
We did like Lands of Galzir. You guys know we love adventure games. We don't mind games that have app involved, like a web app, going through the story, surprises, making choices, questing, all that stuff. We love those kind of games on the channel. So if you want to see like Lands of Galzir or how we played it, you know, just search for that on the channel. You'll find it. But yeah. Oh, I'm not a retailer. So yeah, we've already shown you the custom insert, so I don't need to look at that. The wooden figures, we already took a look at those today. 6 unique scenarios. Again, we only have access to 2 because it's a prototype, still a game in progress. 300 unique cards. And again, they are high quality, guys. Like the cards, I've always ranted about how I love the quality of the Snowdale stuff, because I can tell it's the same quality of like a lot of the FFG games we played over the years. And if you guys think like FFG's card quality of their board game division, not necessarily their card game division, their board game division, their inserts now with the vacuum sealed inserts, the box quality, the card quality, the paper stock, the art, the printing, all that stuff feels very fancy play games quality. And I keep relating it to that because that's my publisher that got me into the hobby. I own a ton of fancy play game stuff. So as soon as I opened Sammy's like first game he sent us, I realized like it smelled the same, tasted the same, looked the same. I knew, I could tell it's from like this, probably the same production factory that they use. And I know a lot of fans of our channel come here for the different LCGs we play, different board games we play that from Fantasy Flight Games. So it's like on that level of quality, FYI. But don't compare it to like a Keyforge deck, for example, that was printed by Fantasy Flight Games. Different public printer, different quality, you know, than their card game department uses. Other than the LCGs, it's like similar to that. But more of the board game stuff. But there's little screen printed meeples. What comes in the game? So it looks like it's gonna be like a €5 little promo pack that you get for free for backing now. $5 off the MSRP. But again, not every retailer follows MSRP. Some put it well below, so keep that in mind. Each unique strengths, we saw that each one has their own little strengths based on the cards you play. There's your little soft plastic bases for your little meeples. We saw those. Fast setup and tear down. Yeah, I can agree. There's your cards. What are you looking at?
I was just reading what that horror is.
Echoing Fears. Roll the d12. If it's a 1 to 6, place this card on top of the resource deck. So it keeps coming back.
It keeps coming back, yeah.
If you roll a 7 to 12, discard the card. All right.
So it keeps clogging your...
So here's what you do. Back the game on Game Found, but throw this pack in the garbage. You don't need it, okay? It's obviously...
Or maybe at least it's card.
You don't want this promo pack, okay? Or give it to somebody you don't like, okay? They need more. All right. 64 miscellaneous components. 3 documents. PDFs available online. We saw these. Custom insert to organize. I love it. I love it. It's just quick setup. Setup and tear down are all built from the ground up in this game, right from the beginning. I love it. Not you don't have to go on Etsy later and find some way to put some wood together to kind of make the game, you know, for an extra $100 and 3 hours of playing with glue at your table, trying to figure out how to make the game set up and tear down faster. Or you're like buying toolboxes from Home Depot. None of that crap. None of that stupid crap from lazy designers and publishers. Not respecting your time. Set up, pick a scenario, place figures. Yeah, we already went through all this. I know this. We already went through this. So maybe I should look at this at the start of the stream, but if you want to see it explained more professionally than the way I explain the game, it's all here. First impressions. Oh, we got other videos. Whoa, this guy. What is happening? I don't know who this Chris is looking to. He's looking to kill me or something with those eyeballs. He
like
is
looking
serious.
right through you.
Chris Musden is serious about games. He is not. He doesn't blink. I can tell. He's ready. That's like the worst screen cap. Does not look friendly. He probably is. Just like made me stop scrolling with those eyeballs. All right. Playthrough. Peacemakers. We got other playthroughs you can watch. Oh yeah, here's what Mel was talking about. The drawing and gameplay demo stream. So there's Sammy, who's in the chat right now. So you want to see who's trolling us, made us play with more horror cards. Yep, that face right there. I can't be mad at it. That can't be mad at that face. Oh, there's the timeline. Here's the timeline like this.
Oh, okay. So what day are we
here's
on?
the streams. So the campaign will end around September 21st.
Okay.
Or 21st. Yeah, there's a typo for you. ST. A new era of peacemaking. Okay, so here's the differences between the previous game. Again, I have a playlist down below if you want to see the full Dawn of Peacemakers playthrough, or just watch a bit of the first episode. You'll see us explain how that game works, and you can see the differences, but they're all listed right here. So it says player feedback from the original has allowed us to make this new game full of improvements for both new and returning players. Here are some of the big changes. I know Sammy was dropping them in the chat as we were playing, but stronger emphasis on theme allows you to fully become a force for peace. Yeah, now that you don't want people dying just to like cheese the game, I guess that makes sense. Characters have unique strength.
Which I like this very much.
Yeah, I didn't realize that wasn't a thing.
Yeah. Because it really will change based on the scenario that you're playing and what you need to do in that scenario, what character you need to choose or characters.
Yeah, if you're gonna play at difficulty 5, you're gonna need to bring characters that are like strong for that scenario.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Faster setup. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Streamlined rules are easier to learn, teach, and remember without sacrificing any gameplay depth. Yeah, the gameplay felt the same-ish as before. This game definitely has the same feel as Dawn of Peacemakers. So like the core of the game is there. Like we're playing the same game without breaking boxes, campaign play, and all that stuff.
Which I do love that, but I still really, really enjoyed this.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it. I'm still having the same experience when I sit down and play it. But you know me, I do like continuing campaigns.
Same.
But those campaigns, I don't know if there's anything affecting the next scenario based on what happened in the previous one. I can't remember.
I don't remember if that was the case or it was just like, oh, look, we got this unique faction that we're now fighting, right?
I think it was just unveiling new scenarios to you a little bit by little bit using a campaign and hidden boxes and decks and things.
Yeah.
But this is still kind of a story that each scenario has its own story and you're revealing new things in the game and slowly the game's revealing itself to you. So it's like still similar.
Mm-hmm.
The rules are easily 30% simpler or so. The goal was to keep it feeling the same while being approachable.
Yeah, it definitely, I feel that.
Yeah, I do like the first scenario, how everything's like kind of, there's purple boxes on cards and on the board, just explaining everything to you. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, very approachable, very approachable. Individual scenarios instead of campaign provide more flexibility and varied experiences. Yeah, because before, if you're playing along, I guess you could play a scenario standalone, but you might want to replay the campaign, but then you might be like, I don't want to replay the whole campaign because I like the last couple of scenarios. In this, if you're like, I only like scenario 4 and 6, and I want to play those over and over again, you can just do it. You just flip to that page, set it up, and play it. Add in challenges and try different characters and shuffle up the decks and whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is interesting to go from a campaign game to like a one-off scenario game. Again, we don't always need extra campaign games.
No, one-offs are nice.
It was one of the most unique campaign games we played, though. I really, but this still has all the same unique traits are here. It's just not a campaign game.
And you know what, actually thinking about it now, that knowing this is not a campaign game, I would be very curious to play this with our other player group and see if...
Yeah, because you don't have to lock them in week after week.
Yeah, exactly. We can just show them, play the tutorial maybe in like an hour, and then get into this next scenario.
And it has the addition of horror cards. Encourages protecting everyone, as otherwise the horrors can lead to your ruin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which I really like, that horror card aspect of the game.
Oh, it was on a board and had tiles.
Oh,
it wasn't in a book.
I don't remember.
Yes, now that I see
this though.
Yeah, you see how the setup before was tiles on a board. I remember this now. And you had to put down all the rivers.
We had to put down all the hexes.
Yes.
Yes, I remember now.
Way faster setup. I forgot about those tiles. I knew you had to put some tiles down, but I forgot it's even all the trees and the mountains and the fortresses and everything. Yeah, I remember this now. I should have opened the box and I would have realized right away. There you go. Now it's all coming back to me now. Or I should have watched 5 minutes of my first playthrough, like the 5 minutes of gameplay, and we would have saw it all on the board.
Just want to give a quick shout out. Cindy says, just back this. It's a game my group will love. Awesome, Cindy. That's awesome.
As long as they're okay with the death of cute animal meeples.
Well, I mean, maybe not.
Because it will happen. No, it will happen.
I mean, it probably will happen in the later
You will not save everyone on your first playthrough of each scenario. I know this. I can tell. I know from experience. Tune in next week. Much death, I'm sure, will happen. So yeah, Demiria is the land with the intelligent animal folk. So this is the same world that like Dawn of Peacemakers, Dale of Merchants, Lands of Galzier are all based in. Oh, and there's the years they take place in.
Oh.
Yeah, if you're into this world, it's all in the same. There's story, there's background, there's flavor for all of it. All the like factions and things in the game. Yeah, it's all it translates through all the games. It's in all the games. So if you like that theme, it's there for all of them. Yeah, there's actually a world behind this. It's not just, hey, let's put cute animal people on the boxes to sell the game. It's like, no, they're each faction acts a different way. has different people in them, has different history and story and regions and maps and worlds. It's all built up. The lore is all there. So yeah, there's the games, and that's it. Yeah, look at it, polished. This
Yeah, I would agree with that.
word. I know it's Snowdale Design saying this about themselves, but polished is the word I was looking for when I was talking about how the games, like the prototypes we get, are like the game in progress using production components and facility, and the game is built out and you can already see the foundation. So when you're backing it, you know you're like backing a game that's like already on track. It's not just an idea. It's not a bunch of like, you know, white pieces of paper with like pen written on them and like, you know, it's not that kind of early prototype. You're like a game that's already in progress of being built. Still can change, rules will change, things will adapt, playtesting will happen. But polished, that's the word that I was looking for there. When I was describing Dawn of Peacemakers, Lions of Galzir, and now Peacemakers Horrors of War that we played. And I did open and start learning. I remember Dale of Merchants, the base game. I don't think I ever got to play it with Chelsea.
Yeah, I've never.
But I know I was setting up one day, and then I think she probably was not interested in playing. I was like, damn it. But it's a more simple game. But yeah, anyways. So there you go. Do your research, look into the game. But we played it for you, we explained it for you. Again, I'm okay if you back it or you don't back it, whatever. It will be in retail later, I'm sure, as these games usually are. So make your own judgment, but if you'd like to back it and support it now, it's there. If you'd like to impact the design and give feedback, you can do so, or watch the process as you go. There are updates here, but the link is down below. Or you can just follow it and kind of pay attention, see what's going on, see what gets added to the game as you go. I guess updates would be where I wanted to go there. Yeah, and you can read in the updates if you want to know more about each adventure and their strengths, which I probably would have helped us if we read that in advance to know what to maybe pick for the scenario next time, because I haven't played with all the characters yet or seen them all. Projects funded. Yeah, and if you want to see the streams, the Q&A and upcoming streams are all here. But yeah, Matthew says, I got something you can polish, Rob. Polish or Polish? Just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, so that's the first playthrough. That's just a tutorial using the one challenge. But again, I gotta say it again, we're gonna be playing the second scenario. We'll do that next weekend. I'll schedule it shortly once we figure out what day we're playing on, but it could happen Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, but most likely Saturday. So if you want to come see the game in a more complex non-tutorial scenario, we'll be playing that next with 3 different factions on the board.
Jamie says now? Oh my God, could you imagine? It would be a mess.
No.
Like,
No.
Oh my God. I wonder how many people win and do great on their first playthrough blind, right? Like, unless you're looking through the cards and kind of have some idea.
Which I don't know. I'm still debating on playing it blind, and it could all just fall apart because we have no idea. We'll be playing with 2 new factions. We'll be playing with a different deck with the Macaws. So we could play it blind on stream.
I mean,
the risk is it could end really fast, but then we could clean it up and try again. But then if it ends really fast, you don't really, and that's part of the replayability I'm trying to describe to you. How I remember this before with this kind of game is you play it once, yeah, you could lose kind of fast, but then you could play again, and resetting it is not a problem. But then you only know so much.
Yeah,
so
you only know what you've seen.
Yeah, you play again, and then different card combos happen, and you're like, oh no, I didn't know they could do this, or this was possible. Just like you saw happen with the Ocelots in this one. We didn't realize that, oh crap, it's going to switch, and these other guys are moving forward or whatever, and that totally messed with our plans. So yeah, so I don't know, we'll see, we'll figure it out. I wanted to try it once, just so we make sure we understand the new mechanics before we play. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let us know in the comments what you guys are thinking. But
well, right now, main thing, I'd say go for it blind. I know you guys love when we play these things blind, right? Because you see like our actual reactions when things fall apart or when things go well and we did something and we anticipated correctly what was going to happen. And I know you guys love that.
Yeah, we could. It would be fun. It would be chaos. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, it would be chaos, and I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, I think it would be fun. Not faster than 20 strong. Yeah, that's true. But that's the problem with 20 strong. Remember, I was playing with a character on purpose, like super low health, super fragile. But I don't have the option of doing that in here. I just have the option of making a poor choice and not realizing that maybe some stupid units can do stupid things and get themselves into harm's way, and I didn't expect it, and they're all dead. Or the leader goes and does something dumb and ends up dying, and I couldn't stop it, and we lose.
But I guess that when you're playing blind, the survey and the looking at the bottom cards and manipulating decks, I think that comes into play a lot more than if you know what can happen. Maybe you're like, oh, it's likely only going to be this or that. We might be okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of do want to play blind. I do.
I mean, I think that would be really
I
fun.
think it'd be fun. Yes. Thank you again, Sammy from Sonata Design, for sending the game over for us to play. And yeah, I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much. I love these type of games.
I do. Again, it's so different. It's so strange. Like, I go from we play games where we're like moving around on maps and we're just trying to kill everything, or I'm playing competitively against my opponent in a game and I'm always trying to move dudes around on a map and try to eliminate the other army. But in this, you're like just kind of watching the battle happen, but like if you're watching it happen, you're gonna lose. You need to get in there and manipulate it, and you don't want units to die, and you want to mess with them and like poisoning the leader. Like, I love that idea of like, I just want to just poison him and hurt him just a tad. So maybe
just enough, right? So
maybe he takes a sick day, and then his units he's not, giving them the motivation to go and kill everything. You're just like buying yourself some time. Like thematically, it's so crazy. It's just like, yeah, it's a game that I never would like think I would love and like look into and want to play. As soon as you tell me like, oh, it's dudes on a map, but like you don't want anyone killing anyone, and you want it to be fully peace. And that's why people are commenting before like, Rob, peace in a game? Like, no, I'm out for blood. But it's cool and refreshing to have like the same mechanics we play with in so many of our other games we play, with that like Euro-y puzzly dudes on a map stuff, but it's like,
but it like flips it.
Yeah, it flips it. And it's so interesting. I don't know. It's just neat. It's so unique. That's why I love highlighting it and playing it and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely different.
I feel like also it makes our brains have to think differently from so many other games that we play.
The chat will help. What could go wrong?
I know, right? Because you guys know all the cards in the decks.
Yeah. Anyone watching this, join us next time. Get involved. Help us. Even if we do play it once before streaming, doesn't mean we're going to see every card and even win or know what to do. So yeah. So come and play along next stream for sure.
Yes, Jacko, the game is put away.
Yep. While talking, everything is back in the box, all fully put away.
Yeah.
Tray is done. Yep. It's literally, I cleaned it up while talking, and you guys know I can't do two things at once.
I mean, I don't know that everything's in the right spots here. Let's check on Rob here. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I put the resource deck back. I put the horror deck back. I separated the cards. And again, all the cards are labeled what they are, so you know how to put them back in the proper decks. So I know these are horror deck cards. And if there was any scenario cards in there, I would put them back with scenario 1. So scenario 1's put away. I put all our dudes back. I took all the bases quickly off the meeples. I sorted them by shape. And I threw the die in there and threw all the meeples based on color, and they're all right here. Like so quick. And then you literally close up your map books. Like you literally put away the whole board by closing a book. And closing 2 books, I should say. Boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I love that the whole setup and tear down thought design being worked into it right from the ground up. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, so cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited to play the next scenario. I think it's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, card sleeve size too, guys. It says they are, just for anyone who wants to know, because sometimes people comment on that. I don't know if it's on the campaign page, but on the back of the box it says they're 57 by 87 millimeters. But they are, I know they're the board game. I forget the color. They're like board game size cards, if that makes sense. Not standard size cards. I forget the name of that, like for Game Genic and stuff. But I know there's sleeves included on the campaign. But some people have their own sleeves they love, or their own sleeves at home they like to use. But I always get those comments on games we play, are like, What sleeve size are those? Those cards don't look standard. It's like, yeah, it says on the back of the box, 57 by 87 millimeters. If that helps. Yeah. I don't think they're American standard. They're like most publishers or most manufacturers of sleeves here call them board game standard, maybe board game standard sleeves. But yeah, I forget. I feel like they were green for the old FFG color. But anyways, yeah, you figured it out. All right. That's going to be it for me. And Mel, thank you for watching. I don't know, Mel, anything to say last? I don't know, before?
No, it's a fun game and I'm excited to play the next scenario.
Yeah, so stay tuned for the next scenario. Yeah, they're not like CCG standard. Gray is the standard. Yeah, gray is for like collectible card game standard or LCG standard. Green is American standard. Some call them bridge size, but even those come in multiple sizes. Yeah, I forget. It's like the board game size. I forget what that was called. But it's the ones that like Game of Thrones 2nd edition use. Like those board game size ones. They're not standard sleeves. They're like smaller. A little bit. They're a little bit thinner, but I think around the same height. Anyways, you guys can figure it out. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Thanks again to these people and those super chatting today and whatnot. Thank you for supporting the stream. Thank you for allowing to do this. Again, thanks Sammy for sending the prototype over for us to play. And if you'd like to support the channel, links are down below. Also, thank you to all 45 of you who clicked the like button, helping other people find this video on YouTube. Much appreciated. Helping grow the community. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for spending time with us. And we'll see you in the next stream. Bye-bye.